ultimate super coach and fantasy sports show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Boom shakalaka!
Yes, good evening and welcome back to the Insight 2K podcast. I am your host, the Super Coach Horse, and with me, as always, in the middle here, we have Deadly. Welcome back, mate.
Back again. One last rodeo. Keen to get it underway.
Yep.
And hopefully watch some good 2K tonight.
Absolutely. And for those of you that have jumped on early before coverage starts, we have a man none other than Coach Chrome himself, coach of the New Zealand Black basketball side, esports side. Coach Chrome, thank you for giving us your time, mate.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about the team.
That's cool, mate. So for those in our community, mate, that don't know who you are, can you give us a quick rundown on your previous 2K history and how you came about being the coach of our All Blacks?
Yeah, sure. Well, I played competitively for quite a long time. I think I started, I want to say in 2K20 pre-draft, started as a point guard, kind of sort of floated around. I played with my IRLs for a real long time. I always knew I was pretty good at the game. So I tried my hand at the Texas ticket with Mavs Gaming when that was still happening. Dropped 40 in my first game that I ever played at point guard. Oh, I'm pretty decent at this. And so I played a lot more, realized that point guard wasn't my thing. Well, I got older and my thumbs, wasn't working good. So I went to lock, realized that it was my thing. And I played lock pretty competitively for all the way from about 2K20 post draft all the way up to 24, because obviously 24 I was in New Zealand, but I made the draft pool in 22. In 2K20, 22, and 23. That's right.
Yeah, awesome. How'd you go about getting the New Zealand coaching gig? Because for some people, they wouldn't understand that behind every 2K team or every good 2K team, there is a coach. So in our 2K leagues, there are coaches, there are scouts, there are all these players, coaches, scouts that do all these things behind the scenes. How did you come about becoming the coach of the New Zealand national team?
It's funny. I've told this story so many times, so I guess I'll tell it again. It kind of happened by accident. So as I mentioned before, I made the 2K League draft pool in 2K23. I had a few team interviews, and I thought I had like a very slim chance to get drafted, but it was a chance. Right. I talked to a few teams, and then when it fell through, I was completely done with it. I was tired of my regular big boy job. And I was like, I think I'm going to move to New Zealand. And so after 3 months after the draft, I made it happen for myself. I ended up moving to New Zealand, got a job relatively quickly, a regular job. And I was really just chilling until about summertime of last year. And then I saw this Twitter post, X post, that New Zealand needed players. And so all of my Zero family, Zero Gaming alumni, shout out to Zero Gaming, by the way, who I play with and coach on the side here in America. They were all tagging me in the post like, oh, Chrome is the best available player. But they wanted citizens. I'm just here on a visa. I can't play, but I can offer my expertise. I can scout. I can coach, whatever the case is, right? And then the chips sort of just fell where they may at that point. I reached out to Jonathan, to Manaki, and I got blessed with a really good opportunity. So, yeah, just a happy accident.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of Manaki, he's going to join us later on and discuss all things NZ basketball as well. So now you're back in the US. It is 2:30 a.m. in the morning there.
Yeah, it's a little late. Yeah, we're in Dallas, Texas. About, what is it, like 2:30, 2:40? Yeah, 2:35 in the morning. But we're used to it. We'll make it work.
That's stiff. We see you got plenty of love in the chat already, Coach Chrome, with a few boys. Akim, Coach Chrome,
Sweet.
Arkayan, Drop Rains, Yoza, Usa, Krusty Sheets. There's a few people shouting you out, mate. So plenty of love here from the Oceania region for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Talk to us about what's happening with New Zealand basketball. So you just had a series against Guam where you had to qualify for the Worlds. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
So what happens now? So you won that one 2-0.
Yep. So go ahead.
Yeah, where do you go to from now?
So now it's just about making sure that we're prepared for December. So December, I want to say it's the 9th or the 10th well, 9th and 10th rather, is when the eFIBA, I guess the final group stages between the last teams finally happens. So now we're just waiting for the final groups to be revealed for me.
Mhm.
But from my recollection, because it is 3:30 in the morning, right? I'm pretty sure all of the regional qualifiers are finally finished. Obviously, we had to deal with Guam. We played Guam last year as well.
Mhm.
Pretty familiar with their game. And now we're just waiting for those group stages to finally be revealed, so we know who we got to prepare against and who we got to play against. So that's where we're at now.
It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Where you've got a game 2K that some people, they work their regular 9 to 5 job. They come home, have some dinner, do what they need to do. Occasionally see their missus if they've got one, touch grass even sometimes, but then play some 2K.
Yeah.
Now, like yourself and the New Zealand boys are getting an opportunity to go to Manila and play 2K, where you get to experience life in the outside world, playing a game that they might like or may love.
Yeah. The opportunities that 2K has allowed me, just me personally, has been truly remarkable. I mean, obviously, like I said before, I didn't necessarily go to New Zealand for 2K, but the fact that we're working, we're doing so much and have the ability to travel. Went to Sweden last year. We'll be able to go to the Philippines this year. Just the fact that we have so many people supporting us and backing us and giving us these opportunities to represent ourselves and our country is pretty amazing. Obviously, I'm American, but New Zealand is it's still my country. It's still something I'm extremely proud to be a part of, and I'm really glad that I've been able to really have a chance to develop a culture that I really believe in and I'm really big on. I just not as a player, but as a coach, as a competitor. So I think it's super dope to not just be able to play the game and compete at a high level and travel the world, but represent something bigger than myself, bigger than ourselves. So it's incredible.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing for sure.
Touching on that, so your boys that you are heading across to Manila with, you've had one big in this year with Mona. We spoke a little bit off air, about not just the impact he's had off the court, but the impact that he's had on the court with the other boys that have been playing. Can you touch on how the boys have been gelling this season? And like we saw, unfortunately, they fell to Cancun in the finals, which was very disappointing. But up until then, like you only lost 2 games during the regular season. So like from the outside looking in, it looks like not just yourself, but he's made a big difference or a big impact on the organization that is the NZ basketball team.
Yeah, I know he just was awarded the DPOI for the season in the ANZPL. In 2K terms, he's a demon. In the regular terms, he's an incredible player. He's like I said, he's elite defensively. He's elite on the offensive end, and he's a really incredible vocal and emotional leader for us. Like I said to you before we went live, the biggest thing is I think he makes the game so much easier for everybody else because he's able to communicate on the fly and do so really early in a play. I think people don't really understand how important it is to be able to communicate different scenarios very quickly. He communicates information in a really concise, understandable way. And if you mess up, he's really concise and understandable in that way too. I think he's a phenomenal player. And I always knew he was a dog just from watching him play last year and playing against him. But to see it and to be a part of it and to like have those conversations with him is super special. And I think he also makes us more confident in being able to use our voice as well. Because I'm a really emotional, really passionate guy. And having that off the court is really important, but having it on the court and having that sort of passion, that leadership, and that voice, I think is tremendous and has really enabled everyone around us, all of us on the court, to really be vocal and be as vocal as we should be.
100%. We do appreciate you giving up your time to come on here and talk all things 2K sports related, or NBA2K, related.
Mm-hmm.
For those that are watching at home and want to know what it's going to take for them to get to the next level, you as a coach, what are you looking for in a player? Like, is it just stick skills or is it much more outside of that?
I think stick skills, so having the mechanical ability, I think is really important. But I think even bigger than that is, I think it's 2 things, right? It's IQ, right, which is so broad, but having confidence. One thing that I'm gonna give you an example, right? So my lock, Sensei, I love my lock. So Sensei was somebody who I think early on last year, if I could just share a little bit about it, struggled with confidence moving from the shooting guard to lock position, right? But one thing that I think he's made a huge leap from between 23 and 24 is his confidence, right? He's really blossomed into not just knowing he has the ability to perform at a high level, but like believing that he's going to do so at a high level. And like just that as an example for a younger player or for a newer player, maybe in the scene, I think is really huge. And being able to play your game, one of the coolest things that one of my close friends in the scene said to me, he was like, every time I play, is I play my game no matter what. And so for me, it's like if you play a little bit away from the meta or whatever the case is, right? Let's say you're a lock that likes to play in the post, or you're a shooting guard that really hunts for your midi, and that's a really big part of the game, and you know that. Being able to rely upon that and believe that you can do that and believe that you can play at a high level is really important. Because again, IQ when understanding the game, it just comes with reps. Reps remove doubt. That's a big phrase, around our circle, around our team. And yeah, I just think IQ, but having the belief that you can really be a dog out there, man. People are so afraid of messing up. I don't care about that. Just go out there and yeah.
Before you do go, talk to us about the chemistry of the boys in the New Zealand side and how they've gelled together. Like we did say earlier that like it was a shock that they got eliminated from the finals early on, but they really seemed to gel. And you mentioned one name, Sensei. Deadly and I spoke about him, and not just the flashy guys like Mona and Flu, but he's improved out of sight. And we thought that, or we contributed that to just getting reps together, playing with the same guys, knowing what your teammate's going to do, where they're going to be at any one particular time. Can you tell us, I guess, the importance of team chemistry and, moving forward, it's not just about the player, it's about the team as a whole?
Yeah, it's massive. It's so important. I think because it's obviously it's knowing where everyone is on the court at all times, right? But it's having faith that you can make a play or take a chance, and if that chance doesn't work out, if that play or that rotation right out of the corner doesn't work out, your hash is going to be in that corner. That second rotation is going to happen, that throw rotation is going to happen, and it's huge because you could play with that much more freedom. Mm-hmm. You understand what you guys are capable of. You understand what's a good play for y'all, for the unit. And I think when you have that understanding and that feel, you can play a lot more freely. And so that's what's really been big for us. And yeah, I think it's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Mona's jumped in the chat and he says, what does it take to go to the next step? Pick me up. So there's confidence in itself, right?
Yeah. But that's right. Like that's just having that like, no, it's funny, but it's true. It's like having an inner dog in you, man. He has that that I think really can separate great players from the good ones. You know what I mean?
For sure. Deadly, have you got anything you'd like to add before Coach Chrome leaves us for the evening?
Just one question. What has some of the guys over at Zero Gaming over in America provided for your NZ Black team?
So first I want to give a big shout out to Zero. Shout out to my boy Joe. Sorry, real quick, got to show my love. Joe Corrant, Real Tay 614, Homicide, Back Motion, Gazuli, Willow Sauce, and of course the head guy, the main guy, JJ. That's the head coach over there. So the big thing for me is I'm able to steal a lot of ideas that we use in Zero Gaming and implement it here in Team New Zealand. Not just that, but one of the things that I really value is it's not always easy to get on track with the boys since I got to get up at 3 a.m. I'll make it happen. I love the game. I love my team. So it's going to happen. But when I can't, I know I can reliably I can go to Bag, who's a pro. I can go to Gazuli, who's a pro. Taya, pro. We have a whole culture and alumni professional players. I can go to JJ, who's the leader, what he does. And we can watch film together, dissect that together. And what I miss, they can help pick up on that. And so that's been the real big thing for me is like surrounding yourself with people who are not just as smart as you, but smarter than you and better at what you do than what you do. So I'm just a sponge, man. Like I know a lot about the game, but I know there's always more that I can take from my peers, and I think Zero Gaming is a great place to start. So yeah, I love my guys, man.
100%. Coach Chrome, thank you for joining us. Like it is a privilege to have someone of your standing, I guess, in not just the ANZPL community, but the 2K leagues. Having spent time playing there, coaching over here, you've obviously got a wealth of knowledge, and we're pretty lucky to have someone like you here in our server, imparting your knowledge on the guys, not just on the NZ team, but everyone involved. So thank you for your time. We do appreciate it. We know it's 2:45 in the morning now.
Yeah,
and you've willingly stayed up to, jump on here and talk 2K basketball and your boys. All the best in Manila with your guys as well. Hopefully you do win a few games and give it a real nudge.
And we're just looking for some money, man. We're playing for the bread, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Send those dollars our way, brother. But on behalf of us at the Insight Fantasy Sports team, thank you. On behalf of the 2K Sports community, thank you for joining us. You will be getting a prize pack thanks to our sponsors, the Standard Squeeze, which I will send over to you. Doesn't matter if you're in America, it'll still get to your doorstep. It may just take a little longer, but it will arrive. Thank you for joining us, and we'll chat to you soon, mate.
Sounds good. You have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, Coach Chrome himself from the NZ Black basketball team. Very lucky to join us. We chucked him on early just purely because of the time frames that are involved and that it is 2:45 a.m. in the morning there in Dallas, Texas. Tonight, as you've just seen, we're bringing you live special guests. We're bringing you awards. That's right. For the first time ever, there is an Insight Fantasy Sports All-Star team. 3 All-Star teams, not just 1, not 2, but 3, brought to you by the Insight Fantasy Sports team. We've got an Insight MVP and an Insight Defensive Player of the Year as well. So plenty of awards to give out throughout the evening. We're not just going to get stuck into them straight away. We're going to scatter them throughout the evening, not just to keep you guys guessing, but to keep you guys engaged at home with what we believe, Deadly, is going to be a closer series than most people think.
Yeah, don't know about this one. They've only met once in a finals, actually, to my shock. I thought they would have met 4 or 5 times, but they probably met 100 times in just standard matchups, standard conference finals, stuff like that. But yeah, they've only met one time in a final, and it went the distance. It was 3-2 no way out back in season 4. So could we see a repeat of that? Could we see something a lot different? I don't know. It all happens later.
For those of you that are wondering in the chat, the series starts at approximately 8 o'clock. So we've got about 15 minutes until the games start. We're going to have the
8:20. It got pushed back.
8:20, is it?
8:20. It got pushed back a little bit.
Okay. So we've got about half an hour, ladies and gentlemen, to go through what we have here. We've got some scorecards. We've got some things that we want to go through. We're going to go through No Way Out and Ruthless, what they did to get to this point, the pointy end of the season 10, that is, of the ANZPL 2K series. Deadly, have you got the scorecards there that we can go through?
Absolutely. Of course we do.
So as we can see here, ladies and gentlemen.
Very first conference final.
Yep. Do you want to run through it, mate?
So this is game 1 of Ruthless versus D-Tier. I believe it's the Eastern Conference final. No, it must be Western Conference final. Yeah, Ruthless versus D-Tier. And we see game 1 actually ended up being a spread. We've come to be friends with lag-outs this year, I suppose. And
yeah, haven't we?
Yeah, it's no real shocker here that we see it again. Very first thing that stands out, you see Gid 20-10 straight away led the charge for Ruthless. Him and Faraj were the best players all series in their sweep of D-Tier. And yeah, they absolutely showed.
We didn't pick, did we? We thought that D-Tier, the way that they'd played throughout the season, they were, I guess, the shock team that came through, the underdog, so to speak. Ruthless have been here before, as we know from last year, and they weren't playing their best throughout the regular season. They were beaten by Cancun, I believe, in a game, and no discredit to them, but they did improve, mind you, quite a lot. But when you talk about a team like Ruthless, you'd expect that alongside NWO, alongside XE, alongside Unknown, to win most of their games. But Ruthless have really had to do this the hard way, haven't they?
Yeah, they went through a lot of different lineup changes, a lot of different faces coming in and out of their team, especially early on. We had Faraj playing power forward, playing corner for him. They made that switch him back to centre midway through the year, and it's really started to work wonders for him. And that's why they're back in the final.
We see here the
The-
second or the last quarter of the spread, 18-18 after it was 54-44. So game one went the way of Ruthless by 10 points. Game two,
Yep.
17 points, deadly. A bit of a smacking, really, when we're talking semi-finals or conference finals. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of control in this one from Ruthless. They swapped out Shakin and brought Pep back in. Faraj 24 and 20, Gid 19 and 11. They just led the way the whole series. You'll hear a little bit later on about some of the other boys, but I like the way. So I said last week a little bit about how you stop lemons. Well, you can't really, but Ruthless found a way. So what they did was they moved. I believe Akim played lock, usually on your corner. Fern, who's their power forward, he played anchor. And then Rhino Pet, who's usually their sharp lock, guarded Lemons as a lock. So yeah, they put the lock on the shooting guard, and it absolutely worked wonders. They put Gid back in the corner, and it sort of negated Lemons' shooting ability because he's got a lock on him now instead of a 6'2" point guard.
Yep, definitely worked wonders, as we can see there. 17 points, game two. Game three, a bit closer, 66-63, the way of Ruthless. And we see Faraj again, 22-9 and 2 assists. We see Akim with 4 steals again on Lemons, who managed to get 22 points in this one, 6 of 9 from 3-point range, but effectively wasn't enough. But if we're talking D tier, I know they lost the conference finals, but this has been a big win for them and sort of put themselves on the map when we're talking about the top 6 or 8 teams in our server.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back and they'll improve. Very, very good team, and they're definitely one to watch, especially even next season. This game, 3-point victory for Ruthless. It was actually a tied game with. Actually, Ruthless might have been 3 points down with about 30 seconds left. Someone got a steal. I can't remember who it was. Through the ball to Rhino Pet, grained a 3. Then he grained another 3, and put them up to win. 5 seconds left, and DT couldn't hit their shot. Ruthless win the series 3-0. And I don't know if it's a shock, but it's just how it happened.
That's right. So our first team through this year's grand final, or season 10's grand final, is Ruthless. We move on to No Way Out versus Exy, and game one. Like I expected this to be pretty close. Like they're both been probably 2 of the top 4 teams in the past 3 or 4 years. Would you agree?
Easy.
Game one went the way of No Way Out by 27 points, 79-52, with Harry, the absolute standout, 21 points, 16 helpers, 7 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. You watched this series, mate. It was pretty even contribution right across the board, wasn't it? Chris Stapps, 14 and 17. Even Jono, 2 steals, 1 block.
Yeah.
Dunk with 10 and 7 as well.
Game one is sort of a scratch out for me, to be honest. Jay Cheng, Exy's point guard, was lagging the whole of game one. He ended up lagging out at halftime. But Exy were already down 20 or something, whatever it was at halftime. They just played the full game out because there was just no point playing the spread. No Way Out did start out extremely hot. They looked the team to beat straight away early. They started out 12-0 up. You see Dollar there. He ended up finishing on 30 points, 6 steals, 6 assists, 2 steals. That's after the lag out and whatnot. But he still started out with the first 11 points for Exy straight away. Had all 11 of Exy's first points, and he had 17 of Exy's first 23 points before the lag out. So it was really the Dollar show to start. Couldn't do much with Cheng lagging, but we move on to game two as we see a lot closer game. This one went into overtime. Dollar was the star for Exy again here. To be honest, No Way Out would have wished this game wasn't as close. As you can see, the 2-point third quarter. In that quarter, they missed a lot of open shots, and they're a team that would not be happy missing wide open shots. We see this game go into OT. Exy were actually up, I believe. Jono got a steal with about 15 seconds left or something. Chucked it to delay. He hits a three. That tied the game back up. Put him into overtime. And then in overtime, with about 30 seconds left, Harry hit a tight mid-range with 0.1 left on the shot clock. So the world's most luckiest shot. Incredible. And yeah, it was ultimately the difference, a 2-point win from the mid-range after some free throw battles. And yeah, just actually got really unlucky in that game. But no way out they wouldn't have been happy missing all them opens.
No, so we see there no way out winning by 2 points in game 2. Game 3, much the same, quite close, mate, 50-57, the way of no way out. What did you see in this one?
Yeah, another overtime game. Harry led the charge early with the dominant first quarter. He had 10 in that first quarter out of their 15. But then Exie just kept slowly bringing it back. And with about 10 seconds left, I think Exie were leading. Must have been leading by 3 or so. No, They were down 3. That's what it was. No way out. They had a chance with about 15 seconds left. No out stole the ball, and they gave it to delay to just hold out the clock. There's they're thinking game's done. We're up 3 here. They got to foul us. We're gonna win. Someone on Exie somehow plucks delay while he's in just a hold ball situation. I don't even know how it's possible. And then they gave up a fast break 3 out of it. Brought the game into OT. And no way out in OT. Just they took control. They only gave them 3 points in OT and really showed their class in close games. And they move on to the finals, and it's no real shock to anyone, to be honest, is it?
No, not really. But yeah, given the X's, I guess, status in the 2K community, like we both thought that they'd take 1, maybe 2 games away from no way out, but they really did just flex their muscle, didn't they? And just ran away with it.
Yeah, besides game 1, Exie really could have won game 2 and 3, and unfortunately they couldn't get it done in the close one, unfortunately, and we see no way out advance.
That's right. So for tonight, let's go back to Ruthless. We'll talk about Ruthless and then we'll talk about No Way Out.
Yep.
How do you see this matchup panning out? So we see Gid, he's been doing quite an impressive job at the PG spot.
Yep.
How do you see this with Gid coming up against Jono?
Yeah, this is going to be impressive. It's going to be a lot of good people matching up with a lot of great people. Yeah. It's going to be seriously a good watch. I think Gid will probably look to pass early. Jono's probably been one of the better locks all up. And I don't know. Faraj, probably gonna have to set some big bodies. Dunk's been playing well at anchor. He's been the better anchors of the season. All these matchups are just so tough to predict because anything could happen. Jono could have an elite game. Gid could drop 35. Anything could happen. You never know.
Has Faraj been playing on an inside?
Yes. Yep. Plays on a 7-1 inside. Yep.
Gotcha. How do you see? Do you think Akim will stay at lock?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I know Gid plays on a 6'4" point guard nowadays, so I think they'll trust him enough to guard delay. I think Akim goes back to corner. That's just my guess, but yeah, they could switch it up as we come to see with this series. That they've got a whole bag of tricks.
Yeah, that's right. We see exceptions in the chat. I am the number 1 ticket holder in the Muzza fan club, mate. So you got plenty of love here, Muzza. Now, if you had to pick out 3 things that Ruthless needed to do well tonight, Deadly, in order to win this series, what are
they? Score every possession and get stops every possession is the 2.
Okay.
Seriously, it's just they've got to be on their A game straight away from the jump because No Way Out always start out very quickly. They start out hot. they'll lead games quick, and it's real hard to catch up when they're already 10-0 in front. So yeah, it's about getting quick early buckets and hopefully getting a couple stops early on too. Probably some high scoring affairs every now and again. But yeah, we've seen matchups against them. I remember they matched up in a tournament once where the final score was about 32-30 or something. We'll probably see a game like that tonight, and it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, okay. The centre position, Faraj. Do you think he has the upper hand against Dunk in the anchor position, or do you see this as being a bit of a stalemate?
I think Faraj probably has the upper hand, but that's just experience. He's just been probably the best centre in the league for however long, and yeah, it's just how it is. He probably has the upper hand, but as a combined, pick and roll, it really goes either way because Gid hasn't been on guard for that long, but he's still one of the better guards, and it's so hard to read this series just the way teams have been playing, and yeah, it's literally just they'll have game plans coming into tonight, and most of them I reckon wouldn't be targeted. Gid scoring 35 points, and yeah, maybe Faraj gets 30 or something, just getting rebounds over Dunk or something like that. You'll see a lot of posting up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see if there's a weakness of Ruthless? What is it?
They can be a little bit inconsistent shooting wise, but that's just how it is. They're pretty good with most things. Their defense, depending on how it is, how they're playing, it can lack a little bit. Fern's had some great games, but he's had a couple struggling ones this season, and that's been contributing to most of their losses. But yeah, if he's on his A game, the Ruthless's defense is one of the better ones, and hopefully it's not a weakness for him tonight.
That's right. Now we'll go across to No Way Out now, mate. And let's talk about perhaps the best PG that's come out of this server, and that's Harry.
Yeah.
Is him being the key tonight?
Yeah, he's going to be the maestro. If they No Way Out win games, it'll be off one of Harry or Delay, and it'll be one of them will drop 30, the other one will drop 5. It's just whoever's on. Whoever's on is taking over that game and probably winning it for him. I'd say.
Kind of spoiled for choice, don't they? Because both of them could easily go off at any one moment.
Yep, definitely.
And then you got someone like Kristaps inside. Yeah. Is he playing on an inside as well?
Yeah, he plays on an inside as well. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he would. Yeah, both these guys play on huge insides with real high post control, real high close shot. So yeah, if they get certain matchups against these power forwards, if Fern's build isn't tall enough, Kristaps will post up and try and score that way. And same thing goes with Faraj and Dunk. If Dunk's build is not big enough, doesn't got high interior, they'll look to attack that. Yeah.
So we spoke about Dunk before against Faraj.
Yep.
Is it going to be Fernandez, or is it going to be a Kim that's going to play the lock position and or the anchor position? And then is it going to be Harry? Is it going to be, if they attack Harry, is it going to be Delay? If they attack Delay, is it going to be Kristaps? Like, where do you think Ruthless need to go or need to attack early in order to set themselves up here?
Well, first things first, they got to work out who's on their A game earlier. Both of them could be on their A game, but if Delay puts up 10 points in the first quarter, maybe you just got to make that switch early and put Pet on Delay and switch it over, and just hope that someone like a Fern can step up and play a lot higher, and Faraj can drop quicker, and it all depends on who's on their A game and who's communicating, whose press is better. It's all a team thing.
Yeah, gotcha. So, is there anything you'd like to add before we might move on and present our all-star third team?
No, I'd say that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Predictions.
Probably.
Where do you think this goes tonight?
Hard to bet against No Way Out, isn't it? I think no way out, 3-1. Really close series though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go no way out, but I'll say 3-2. I think we're going the distance tonight.
Be up here
Grand
at 3 a.m.
Grand finals do funny things.
Oh yeah.
You know, the nerves get to you, nervous energy. You know,
Thumb gets a little heavier when there's money on the line.
Yeah, doesn't it? The
Mhm.
old 5 cent, 50 cent. Here we go.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we're doing here at the Insight Fantasy Sports team is that we have created an all ANZPL third team, second team, and first team. These are the first all-star teams that are being nominated by us here at the Insight Fantasy Sports competition. We have a group of people who vote on these teams. So this isn't one person's opinion, this is everyone involved. So then it's open and transparent with who we choose. These teams are brought to you by the Standard Squeeze, who are helping you drink responsibly and conveniently. You can go to thestandardsqueeze.com and use the code IFS15 to get yourself 15% off everything in store. So, Deadly, without further ado, we're going to name our all ANZPL third team before game one. I'm going to let you do the honours, mate.
Just as a little bit of disclaimer before we get into it, we tried to include no more than 2 a team, so there's not going to be riddled with no way out in all this. And yeah, just think of it like an all NBA, just based off ANZPL regular season. Just think of it as all NBA team. So it's the top 3 point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, you name it. And we start with the all ANZPL third team point guard, which is Brookers from Run the Break. Their team went 16-2, which was good for second seed in the East. Brookers averaged 26.1 points, 7 assists, 1.1 steals on 46% shooting from the field and 3. And yeah, it's pretty good from a bloke who, doesn't really play Pro-Am that much and came over from stage, pretty recently.
Yeah, he did. Congratulations to Brookers being the point guard on the third team, all ANZPL team. How long has he been playing comp for? How long ago did he cross to the Pro-Am scene?
So, yeah, geez. Brookers probably started, I know he mostly only played stage 21 and 22. He might have started dabbling in a bit of Pro-Am in 23. But yeah, really just last year and this year has been his only main Pro-Am years. So yeah.
Gotcha. Congratulations, Brookers. You are the all third team PG. At the shooting guard spot, we have none other than Nishkodora.
Micah. Yep. He's the third team shooting guard. His points led the league in points. Probably inflated by his 84-point game, let's be honest. But yeah, team record 17-3. Very solid from full court press. 28.1 points for Micah, 5.1 assists, 1.3 steals on not terrible shooting from the field with him putting up as many shots as he does, to be honest. 41% from 3 while putting up probably 15 threes a game isn't bad at all.
No, that's right. We were mentioning his name quite a bit throughout the season, weren't we?
Yeah, we have. He's really come out of nowhere. Like he's started the year at point guard and stage and whatnot, and sort of moved over to sharp. But yeah, these Xbox teams really came as a shock early on, just how good they were. Just straight away, just came in and started dominating some of the PlayStation teams.
That's right. So congratulations, Micah. You are the shooting guard in the all ANZPL third team. At small forward, we have Danny.
Yep. Danny from Run the Break. Yeah, 16-2 again. They had a phenomenal season. Run the Break, only losing to No Way Out in the regular season. 10 points, 1.6 assists, 2.7 steals. That was good for second in steals, I believe, or third.
It was. Yep.
And not terrible shooting, especially considering he's spotting up at the hash on probably a pure lock, which not easy to do.
It's tough.
Especially early on in the game before the patch. So really good season from Danny, probably one of the better locks in the server, has been one of the better ones for a while. And yeah, him and Clax, PNR is one of the better ones in the league.
Congratulations, Danny. You are the small forward in the all ANZPL third team from us here at the Insight Fantasy Sports team. At the 4 spot, we have Chunky.
It's gone a bit weird there, but yeah, he's
Yeah, hasn't
the
it?
all ANZPL third team power forward. Great season from Junkie, to be honest. He was probably one of
Low
Dennis
key, kind of
Phoenix's
nice,
main
wasn't
men.
he?
He was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, he was
Mm.
in contention for our depoy actually. Junkie. Yeah, team record 14-9. Not great, but they made playoffs. Can't complain with that.
That's right.
10.4 points, 3.9 boards, 1.6 assists, and the big ones 1.7 steals and 1.6 blocks per game. Really impressive defensive numbers. Yeah,
Really
showing he was
consistent.
one of the better power forwards all year. Decent shooting as well.
Yeah, there's no denying the man knows how to play the game, and you're shooting over 50% from the field and over 40%. Yeah, he might be shooting from the corner, but you've still got to hit
Yeah,
your shots, don't you? So
and a lot of bailout, late second
yep.
shots always go to the power forward. Yeah, so he probably got inflated by a couple of them. But yeah, the defensive numbers were really what sealed the deal for me with Junkie this year. 1.7 steals and 1.6 blocks is upper echelon.
100%. And our 5 for the year, or the all ANZPL third team, is your man, Sunsets.
Yeah, very good season from Sunsets. A lot of centers to choose from in this. I had to leave out a few, or we had to leave out a few centers. Full court press, very good season, 17-3, like we said. And Sunsets was one of the leaders in that. 8.9 points and almost 16 boards a game is really a contributing factor for their success. 4.5 assists, half a steal a game, and shooting the ball at 84% field goal, including I think a couple games at power forward as well, shoot from the corner, which he usually plays on an inside, I believe, inside center. But yeah, having 84% field goal with a couple games playing power forward is insanely impressive, and yeah, he deserves to be in one of the top 3 centers.
100%. Congratulations, Sunset. So going back, we've got Brookers.
Yep.
Micah, Danny, Junkie, and
Sunsets.
Sunsets. You guys are the players in the Insight Fantasy Sports All ANZPL third team. Congratulations, lads. You guys have had a good season. Yes, there are some good players that have been left out. But again, this goes to, I guess you could call it a panel, couldn't you, of people who vote on who go in here. We're open and transparent. So it's on season results alone, and it's not on what you've done in the past. Now, we've got about 7 minutes until tip-off, Deadly.
Yep.
Is there anything you want to bring up before we start looking at getting into the game?
No, you could probably have a look at what's going on and whatnot, and see how close we're getting towards the end of the start of the series.
Let's see if I can find it here.
Hopefully we can get it all working.
Oh, no doubt we can.
That's good.
Just don't know where it's gone.
And yeah, just leading on to this all ANZPL teams, it's really hard to pick just 2 people for a team. No Way Out could literally be all the first team if we really wanted, but we decided to cut it short and just pick the better players in their positions. And yeah, if you get left out, doesn't mean you're a bad player at all. It just means, we just couldn't find a spot in the 2.
That's right. What we might do, ladies and gentlemen, is we'll just go to a quick break, and then we'll be back just prior to the game tipping off. So stand by for a couple of minutes. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're just waiting for the streams to kick off. Joining us is the man, Mr. Brain. How are you?
Hello, Horse. Hey, Deadly. Good to be
Nathan?
back talking some 2K again. It's been a while. I think it's been nearly exactly a year since we did this last time, Horse.
Almost a year to the date, mate. So we're waiting for Harry's stream to start, and then we'll be straight into it. So we just got a black screen at the moment. What are your predictions tonight, Brano?
Oh, it's hard to go past No Way Out, isn't it, really? I obviously haven't followed it as close as what you guys have. So I'm purely going off what's happened over previous seasons and previous 2Ks. But, yeah, it's going to be hard to go past a Harry-led team, I think. But I think it's going to be a close series. I haven't actually had the chance to listen. I've just been putting my boy to bed. So hop straight in. I don't know what your predictions are or whether you've gone through them yet, but I think it might be close.
Yep.
Yeah, we both think the same. So I've got NWO 3-2 and Deadly's gone 3-1.
Okay. I'm probably leaning 3. Oh, last year it went to 5, didn't it? So maybe it could go to 5 again. Hopefully it does.
Yeah, it did. It was made for a long night last year, didn't it?
It was. It was a good one.
And there's already people in the chat shouting out your crib that you got in the back there, Nath. You want to talk us through your 7-story mansion you've got there?
Yeah, you like it?
I know you've got in the left-hand corner. And
yeah, I would share my full screen and then turn my green screen off, but that'd ruin it for everybody, wouldn't it? So let's just pretend that I live in a really nice house. No, the green screen's for the podcast, obviously, and I just pretend that I'm nice and rich. I've even got a little piano in the back corner, so you just can't see it at the moment.
It's kind of cute, isn't it?
Yeah, it is nice. Isn't it?
While we're waiting for the streams to start up, mate, would you like to tell ladies and gentlemen at home, Insight have BBL coming up?
They do. We do every single Supercoach sport. You can call us degenerates if you want. That's okay. Fully admit that. But we do BBL Supercoach, and NBL's been running at the moment as well. Matrix and Hammer have been doing a good job over there for NBL Supercoach. But yeah, myself and you, Horse, will be kicking into full gear with BBL Supercoach coming up. I think we're about 35 days out till the season starts. So.
We are.
I'm looking forward to ripping in. We've started the content already, so you can check it out on the YouTube or wherever you follow us. We've got a new Instagram as well, Insight BBL. If you want to follow us over there, we've got plenty of content coming. But I'm looking forward to a bit of cricket over the summer, Horse.
We absolutely do, mate. And it's been a late start, but we are on. So
in between some ads.
Yeah, just got to wait for these ads to pop off, and then we can get stuck straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. I did say an early score. Not sure which way that's gone the way of, but
2-0 early on.
2-0 early on?
Yep. 2-2 now. There we go. And after we see Delay hitting a 3, and we're on a minute into the game.
Beautiful. We spoke earlier, Nate, that one of the keys for Ruthless is to obviously stop Harry and Delay and them getting their shot as easily as they can, as we see Faraj nicely getting the 2 there, 4 to 5 NWO's way. It's going to be tough, isn't it, when you've got 2 of the best PGs in the server playing on the same team?
Yeah, I mean, look, if Harry's not, finding his shot, which is rare, but if he's having a quiet game, Delay can then kind of, get to work himself. So it's hard to guard 2 quality players like that across the court. It's going to be very interesting.
They're starting out quick. Harry's already with 3 assists. Delay's probably got all of No Way Out's points at the minute as well.
As we see Faraj backing down Dunk and getting the 2 points, keeping it close 7-6. Is it a bit of a game plan, Deadly, that point guards and shooting guards, if they've got the ball in their hands, to try and rack up assists early to get their takeover up, which makes it easier to shoot?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of I know Harry likes to do that a lot. It's his he'll straight away look for his assist if his shot's not there. And we see him finding Dunk for a wide open corner 3. Unfortunately, he misses it. But he's a phenomenal passer, Harry. He can make reads left, right, and center, and it works wonders for No Way Out with him at point guard.
Looks like Jono might even be on a 6-4 lock. He's not on the big lucky boy.
Yep. We do see
Kim. Not
unlucky.
quite.
Yeah, we do see a Kim on his 7-foot corner, as we sort of expected. Jono, green bean. Yeah, starting out hot, no way out. Harry almost up to take with his 4 assists.
Yeah, that's going to be dangerous, isn't it? If he gets taken, he's able to get his own shot, and no doubt with the 99-3 ball, it'll make it tough to stop. As you see, Gid here from the top of the key, unfortunately unable to miss. NW are really trying to get the break started. As we see a nice save, I think that was Fernandez.
Yeah, really good save there. They're starting, Ruthless starting out a tiny bit slow. Akim slightly nervous after missing that shot, it seems. Fernandez
Got in the
isn't nervous,
corner.
no. Really good shot, really good pass from Gid. Yeah, 2 of the better playmaking point guards in the whole ANZPL matched up against each other. As we see Harry
So-
finally getting his own shot, that midi. We know he
Is that
loves it.
Pet at the lock spot?
Yep, Pet plays sharp lock for Ruthless, yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, Harry looking dangerous early on. He's only taken 1 shot. He's hit that though.
Yep.
As we see, nice
Faraj,
defense there by
unluckily,
Chris Stapp.
Yeah, really good D from Chris Stapps. You'd expect Faraj to make a lot of those though with his 92 close shot. Play calls for dunk.
There's a lot of off-ball movement going on here for NWO as well, isn't there?
Yeah, love to call their plays, especially early. Harry, good shot, unlucky to miss it. Yeah, they love to start them out early, get everyone moving, get the defense sinking. Gid, really nice shot there. Big peek
Do you know
in
what?
the middle.
You brought up a key for Ruthless before this game started, Deadly, and that was that they needed to keep up with NWO in the first quarter because NWO are a fast starting team. As we see Delay hitting the 3 from the top of the key. If they're down by, say, 3 points at the end of the first quarter, that's probably a mini win for Ruthless.
Yeah, especially if they look like they're getting open shots, but say, they just missed a couple. You know, Faraj, I told you he's gonna want to post up dunk as much as he can. Yeah, really decent for Ruthless this start. I think they're just we've probably had a lag out. I think Akim's just lagged out, so we'll see a spread. Not ideal.
We've had a lag out already, have we?
Yeah, I think Akim's just lagged out. But first thing I noticed, first little qualm I've noticed early for Ruthless is just not talking or communicating enough on that hash and just allowing Delay to get an easy flare up 3 a couple times there. They'll look to fix that when they load back up here.
So 12 to 15. This has probably been a frustrating part of the game so far this year, and that is the lag outs that have been occurring.
Yeah.
Is that a 2K25 thing? Do we find that has been happening a little bit more since the new game came out compared to previous?
Well, yeah, last year was just as bad for a while there. Every time I remember there was, I think it was last 2K or the 2K before, where you used to call a timeout and 3 people would go straight away. You couldn't call timeouts because someone would lag out or get error coded. And it's just, it seems to be happening a lot. This 2K especially, which, the game's been going for however long, you'd think they'd fix or at least look at it, but we know 2K.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it? That they put so much money and time into the game, but yet something as simple as this, we can't get a grand final series with however many hundred there is watching tonight.
Yeah.
Like it sucks, but it is what it is. Brano, you're still getting a lot of love for that background that you've got there, mate.
Yeah.
So whatever job you're doing, let us know.
Yeah. No, the podcast has just gone so well that I can just buy multi-million-dollar mansions now, so it's all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you are waiting, we are bringing you this live at Inside Fantasy Sports. If you haven't yet, can you please hit like, subscribe across on YouTube for our channel? We would greatly appreciate that. But also on all good audio platforms, we bring you NBA, NBL, AFL, NRL, NFL, and pretty much any sport that has a fantasy relevancy to it. We cover, don't we, Bruno?
We do. We try anyway. We're obviously not involved in every single sport, but we've got a great team of probably 6 to 8 guys that put in the hard yards and do the videos every single week, and we're very lucky to work with some good people.
For sure. As we see NWO almost ready to
loading back in.
load back up.
So
is Harry on a 5'9", Deadly?
I think Harry. I don't know. I don't think it's a 5'9". I know Harry doesn't like 5'9s. I think he prefers taller builds. So it'll be a bit of a surprise to me if he is on a 5'9".
Yeah.
My guess would be somewhere 6'2" to 6'4", but yeah,
It
I'm
looks
sure we'll
tiny,
see.
doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll see when he leads into the game. I'm pretty sure he's used to the 6'4" or 6'2".
Yeah.
I don't know how long they're going to play, but it's going to be a no way out up 3. I'm going to assume they just play the 3 quarters. I don't know if they'll bother playing the extra 30 seconds, but they might. I don't know. We'll find out.
Brano, do we need Shake for NRL Supercoach? Apparently, he wiped Deadly multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm always open to not only chatting NRL Supercoach, but people wiping Deadly. I'm here for that every single year as well. And I don't know if you did, Shake, but if you wiped Dr. Hamo, you need to hop in our inbox, mate, because we're going to have to look after you.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Don't worry. That was easy. But Jake, I don't know what you're lying for. I literally have a DM saying you had a legacy week against me, which, to be fair, I did. But that's not my fault. I just build teams just to beat you. So,
speaking of Dr. Hamo, he is one of the sponsors of our podcast. If you are looking for any home loan deal, or you want to borrow any money, or if your interest rate is above 6.2%, head across and hit up Hamo. Use the code INSIGHT, and he will do all the hard work for you, free of charge.
Lovely. And we've had confirmation from JD, 3 quarters, 3-point spread to no way out. And as we see loading into the game, they've lagged out. So we're back at it again.
This is insane, isn't it?
Maybe it's an opportunity to have a chat about how you guys have experienced the game so far. I know that 2K25 has been out for 2.5 months, or actually a little bit over 2 months now. Horse, you've got about 14 builds. Which one of the 14 is your favourite?
And the rest. I do have a couple of favourites. I do have a 7-foot centre build that is a popper that I do like playing on, but I've also got a 6'7".
Harry's on.
He's on a 5'11", is he?
A 5'11", yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
So I do have a 6'7" build that I use in Park, Nath, that I really, really enjoy.
I think I've played with you on that one a couple of times, haven't I?
Yeah. It's just a big, thick, chunky boy that does a little bit of everything. That I'm not the world's greatest player, but it does the job.
If it's got legend brick wall for me, that's one step towards making me a serviceable player. So I appreciate that.
Well, you know what? It's got more hotspots than Deadly. So
hotspots are in the bunker zone, and that's about it.
Outrageous but true. I've got 2 things to add. One, Brendan saying Hamo looks like Jake Lever. That is all time. I'm definitely using that. And also, Mick, I was doing some digging the other day, and I found. Let me find it. Hold on.
Oh dear, I don't know if I want to know this.
All the way back in season 4, Sanctuary's own ex-Big Horse, second in the league in rebounds, second in ANZPL in rebounds. I mean, whose power forwards were you paying to grab them?
It's a really good question. I don't know. Must have been all the bricks that my boy Jimmy Cuso was throwing up. But God bless the man. He is such a good bloke. And the Sanctuary did do all right this year. They broke 500 and were doing a pretty good job. They had a couple of nice players there with Awareness 2K leading the way for steals. As we see JP for 3 shouting us out. Thank you, JP. You're doing God's work when we're talking about Australia, New Zealand people who are taking 2K to the rest of the world and promoting the game on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all over the place. I'm pretty sure he's got nearly 20,000 views at the moment, Brano. 20,000 subs, sorry.
He's doing an awesome
Oh.
job. I enjoy
Yeah.
JP's content.
Yeah, so do I.
TikTok and Reels and everything like that. I think they just keep popping up on my Instagram, my personal Instagram. Yeah, he's doing God's work. It's really enjoyable.
We just got. I've
Have
been
a go
watching
at
the.
that comment.
What's that?
Have a go at the Sanctuary Season 4 roster.
Jimmy Cuso, Wallaby, Pucking Ray Moy, oh, jeez.
Jeez, what? That's a team.
I don't think we did very well. I think we played. I think I remember playing the Clinic, and they beat us by 60.
Oh,
And ex Delaney, let me know all
family
about
dinner
it.
table wasn't good after that one. With
I was blocking Anthony's calls for a few days after that.
Yeah, the Delaney boys didn't see each other for about a month after that, I've heard.
No, we've actually just gotten back from a family holiday. It was really nice going away to see Ant and his wife and young boys. So yeah, it's rivalry when it comes to 2K, but all things outside of 2K, he is a ripper bloke, and if he wasn't my brother, he'd still be a mate of mine. So as we see, they are loading up. No one's lagged out yet. Fingers crossed we can get through this game with NWO up 15-12. We are going to start this at the start of the second quarter. So this is going to be played for 3 quarters.
Nice. Sanctuary 11-20. To be honest, not that bad. With Mick at centre, that's probably all right.
All right. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like a little backhanded compliment there from Deadly.
Yeah. If we saw Deadly shooting in the wreck, I take that as a compliment. But anyway, we are getting started as we see Faraj win the tip and Ruthless have the ball. Much the same for Ruthless, you reckon? Look to get it in Faraj's hands, Deadly?
Yeah.
As we see hitting
straight
the
away.
three.
Straight to Faraj. Let him make the read. If he can't make the read, just post him up. The game plan Ruthless have, it'll work for a while. I don't know how long it will work, but it's working to start.
Or
it's
as
really,
we see,
really unlucky.
Fernandez sending Kristaps to the line. What do you reckon his free throws at? 100?
Nah, yeah, he'd be pretty high. He'd probably be at the 90 or something.
As he
goes
both of those.
Goes 2 for 2. I think the key for Ruthless here is just just not letting Harry get these assists early. Like we saw last game. That'll probably be just the thing I'd change for them. Besides that, they started out really solid last game, and they're keeping it up here.
Or as Delay by himself at the top of the key, you cannot give Delay that sort of room. Smashes down a 3-pointer. They're up 5-3. For those of you that know about the spread, we are going to commentate to the score of this game, and then we'll work out the spread at the end of the game. We'll discuss it at the end of each quarter. But as we know it now, NWO were up 15-12 at quarter time. Brano, what have you seen so far since tapping in, mate?
The one thing that maybe I've looked at the most is the fact that we've got a lot of off-ball movement from RP Delay. I think that Harry and Delay are probably going to be wrapping a lot at the top, and then you've got to make a defensive decision, don't you? You know, like are you going to switch? Are you going to stay? I think we're going to see a lot of that movement at the top of the key between both of them, and I think that could be, if they can't stop that, it's going to be a real tough time for Ruthless.
My God, as we see Harry just pulling up in the mid-range there, hitting the 2, NWI 7-3.
The number one play in the No Way Out playbook has always been just an off-ball screen for Delay. Let him flare up. Let Harry go for his midi, go for his 3, or Delay will have a shot. Just something easy enough like that. And just Ruthless not communicating on those flare-ups early, and it's not working out for him. Just letting Delay get open 3s. As we see it again, here's the off-ball. Great call, off-ball slip. They're just
bit of danger time, isn't it, for Ruthless here?
Yeah, absolutely. No way out. Harry's calling plays. He knows what they're thinking now. Really good D from Jono there, as we see Harry running the break and a foul. But you'll see that a lot. Harry able to read the defense perfectly, sends Chris on an off-ball slip, and it's really working wonders for him at the minute.
If you're Ruthless here, what are you trying to do to slow down NWO? We'll start with you, Brano.
Sorry, can you say that again? I was trying to get the Twitch stream up on the other side.
No, you're right, mate. If you're Ruthless here, what are you trying to do to slow down NWO? Because it almost appears as though NWO are trying to force the pace here.
Yeah, obviously they're just trying to play fast and try and get the game away from them as quick as possible. And I think, that's going to be one of the keys. And I think we say it and we'll probably go blue in the face saying it all game, but it's you stop Harry and you stop Delay. And can you stop both? That's the question. Probably not. So you've got to keep one quiet. Probably just force someone else to beat you. I think that's probably the one thing when you've got guys like this and you're playing against such quality players is that you can happily live with somebody else beating you. But if the guys that are, the best players in the team, they're the ones doing it, you probably miss a trick there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we see, both of Harry's scores have been from crabs and mid-range shots here in this quarter. Yeah, Ruthless, I don't know what they've got to do, but they've got to try and somehow get some stops here. As we see, that was good by Faraj, reading that lane.
Really good.
Harry trying to dot the corner, but good steal there.
A lot of early triangles for No Way Out early, putting Dunk in the corner, just trying to get Chris Tapps a much bigger body down on Faraj, just so he can't post up.
Yeah,
or,
as we see,
dominate the paint.
Akim hitting the three from the corner. Ruthless absolutely needed that. As we see, Jono by himself in the corner, splash. Another three to put NWO up 14-6 with a minute left in the quarter. Ruthless really need to score here.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for Ruthless right now is actually they're worrying too much. They're not keeping it simple on defense. They're trying to over-rotate, trying to overplay things. If you can trust your guys every now and again.
Yeah, as we see Pet hitting the open three there. Kim got baited a little bit there, was by himself, but didn't take the shot, but worked out okay. Ruthless need to stop here as we see good D there by the anchor. Across to Dunk in the corner, splash. That's three. Back up by 8, 32 seconds left.
Yeah, they'll look for a 2-for-1 here, Ruthless. They'll go something quick.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, good. Gid has been a bit quiet early on. Deadly. Do you think he needs to find his shot a little more, or do you just compliment the defense of Jono so far?
Yeah, it's definitely the defense of Jono. Jeez. He's just so
nice
good, isn't he, Delay?
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, I don't think he needs to score too much. If he can get his assists, get his other teammates involved, his shot will come. 3 seconds left.
2.
They've got a foul out of it.
Shooting foul too.
Yeah, it's an unlucky one.
Was Akim inside the 3-point line there, or is this going to be?
Yeah, I think it's a mid-range. And I don't know if Akim's got a high free throw. He might do.
It looked like one of those passing lane steals that went wrong that get delayed and failing the shooter. Yeah,
all over and whatnot. Sure. Yeah.
As we see a flare up.
That's a great shot if he hits it. Unlucky.
Dunk, bad luck. So that's effectively halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We see NWO up 20-13 in this game. But if we include the lag out in the first part of this, they are up 10.
Yep.
As we see Gid, for me, he probably needs to look for his own shot a little more here. So we see a nice little crab there in the mid-range.
He's getting the switches a lot, which is, what you want as a point guard. You don't want the lock harassing you 24/7. You want them calling these triangles or these stacks so you can have a bit more space to go do your stuff.
And Deadly, you'd know as a guard yourself, playing 1-point guard, the midi this year and last year, the midi is just such a powerful shot over the last couple of years. And I haven't really actually seen them look for their mid range yet so far.
Yeah,
do you think it's going to be a tactic if things lock up a little bit?
I think that's probably that would be my only, Gid obviously being one of the best locks in the game a couple of years ago, moving over to point guard. That's probably my only little thing that he needs to learn to do a bit more is just look for his midi.
As you see, Jono hitting the three there. They're up 12 now, NWO.
He's really, really good at hunting his threes, but just against a team like this, it's seriously hard to hunt a three against it. They'll give you the midi just to stop a three.
So they're all about just letting you hit your twos and trying to minimise the 3-point shots, are they deadly?
Just they'll shut off your threes, and they just want to get inside your head early.
I think you've got to take the points when they're on offer. I think it's that mental thing as well, isn't it? Like, yeah, if you start, letting in a few threes
Absolutely.
and you're only coming back with twos, that lead just gets bigger and bigger. Even if it's 1 point by 1 point, it gets in your head a little bit. Doesn't it?
Absolutely.
As-
That's the thing. That's the thing with
As we
Gid.
see
He's-
delay there, responding to Gid's 3. NWO back up 12. Sorry, Deadly, what were you saying?
No, you're right. That's the thing with Gid. If he does get open, he's more than likely hitting the 3. But yeah, they're killing him right now off ball. Having a point guard guarding delays, it's tough stuff. And yeah, just Harry knows it. He's calling the plays for it, and it's working for him. They're up big early.
Oh, stiff there. Pet with the foul. That's his first. There's no real foul trouble going on here as well, is there, Deadly? Hasn't really been that many fouls.
Nah, of course not. There won't be too much foul trouble, especially with the spread. I don't think they really look into, fouls on spreads and whatnot. So they'll use them towards the end if it comes to it. But yeah, they won't foul unless they absolutely need to. That's really good D from Ruthless. Oh, you can't.
Just
overplayed. The reach has thrown him in the corner, hasn't it?
Remember, was it you, Deadly, that was saying earlier, or Coach Chrome, that it's really good for your power forward to be shooting over 40% on the season, because most of your late shot clock shots are going to your power forward, the triangle.
Yep, those little bailout shots always go to the corner's side, whoever the corners the center's in. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, because they don't want the center to go in, get the rebound. They want to, chuck it late. And yeah, I think Akim got unlucky there, but at the same time, there's no need to reach in the corner with a second left. He probably should have got the reach, but at the same time, it's unlucky.
As we see, Kristaps there finishing the work inside, up 13, a minute 59 left here. Good foul there by Dunk.
That'll be their one. Harry's almost got take. Is anything off?
No.
Yeah, we'll see. We see it a lot early, actually, especially off inbounds. Dunk goes straight to the corner. They get Kristaps in the paint just to limit Faraj in that post control. With that post control and close shot build, they don't want Faraj, getting his buckets inside. Make it a bit harder for him, and it's really they're a smart team, no out, and my God, it's working wonders for them.
As we see, Harry unfortunately missing that. Minute 26 left. Nice little backdoor there by Fernandez. Yeah, it is.
Go. They've already used their foul. So Faraj will go to the line for 2.
They really need a little run here, don't they? To finish the quarter, to sort of make this last quarter interesting. We see that NWO, No Way Out, are up 11 with a minute 20 left. Effectively, with the spread, NWO are up 14. So they're going to need a couple of stops here. And you would think a couple of threes, as Dunk has the open 3, misses from the hash. You would think Ruthless probably need to go bang, bang here and put on a few points to make this interesting. As we see, Pet from the hash, unlucky. Kristaps with the board, and NWO out again.
Good read. Even if Ruthless, even if they don't come back and win this, they're down 16 at the minute with the spread. Even if they just, get their confidence up, just start hitting a few shots here. They might only lose by 8 with the spread, and they'll come into the next game with all the confidence in the world. There we go. Yeah, I think that's the thing with Giddy. He's just got to work that midi a little bit more than what he is. Faraj inside.
Yeah, they're both on insides, aren't they? Kristaps and Faraj.
Yep.
We see 32 seconds left. NWO up 11. Got Harry. Oh, good defense there by, was it Akim in the corner there?
Yeah, really good day.
Nice swings there.
Good swings. Might have got a contest from that. Just good box out positioning from Chris as Ruthless used their foul.
So 18 seconds left. Would you think an NWO run the clock here and allow one shot?
Yeah, they'll take their time here, and they'll just chuck something up late. They won't try and rush things, as we see Harry trying to work. Chris really shocking animation.
3 seconds left. You got Pet. Oh, good dodge. Stiff.
Unlucky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, 3/4 time. We see 35 24. I say three-quarter time. It says halftime, but we had a game one lag out at quarter time with NWO up 3. So effectively, they are up by 14 heading into the last quarter. How have you seen it so far, Brano?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that the NWO are probably just executing their game plan a little bit better at the moment. It seems like they're pretty clear on what they want to do. You see Harry hitting Kristaps at the top of the key a lot at the start of the shot clock, and then they've got that room to move off the ball so well. And because obviously when you're on these smaller guards, you've got decent speed off the ball. You can get into your positions, and then Kristaps does his thing, dots whoever he needs to hit, or as you see here, pretty much an open roll into the paint. So it seems like they're pretty clear about what they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that chemistry thing, isn't it? They've been playing for as long as they have together. They know where they're going. They know where they're rolling to. Screens, off-ball screens. Yeah.
They keep it super simple, but it works so well for them because they all know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Look, just simple plays like a wrap, and all Harry does is behind the back gets an open shot. Just standard stuff to get the defense moving, get them thinking, and just keeping it, within their playing field.
Well, while we see here that
it's a good shot.
Faraj out to Gid, open 3, down by 8 in this game. Remember, this is the last quarter due to the game one lag out at quarter time. Deadly, I'm going to throw this to you, mate, just while we see NWO run an offensive set. Your big improver, the team that you think improved the most this season, who was that?
It's got to be. Well, I didn't really see how DT, a team like that went last year in ANZPL, but it's got to be someone like a Cancun, doesn't it? They, on the lower side of things last year and making playoffs, getting out of the first round, taking a game off Ruthless in the second round. They seriously had a good season, and just shout out to Shot Moist. He had a really good season. G-Force, all them boys, they'll be really happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see D-Lay hitting the open 3 from the wing to push it back out to 9 points in this game. How would you go playing PG as we have an ad break, unfortunately, while Ruthless were running an offensive set? Brano? How do you reckon you go running PG in this kind of climate?
I would, it's a climate, that's for sure. It would be challenging. I'm definitely not what I would consider to be a comp standard point guard. I'm a guy who can hold his own in rec, and if it gets a little bit sweaty, I'm not terrible, but I'm definitely not at the standard that you'd want your PG in the ANZPL to be. So I'm more than happy to sit in here and talking about it, Horse.
Yeah, same.
Delay's locked in.
Yeah,
this is serious. I think with the spread points, I think he'd probably be up to about 26 or so over this game, and he hasn't even looked like missing.
He's been really good, hasn't he? He's probably been, alongside Kristaps for me, probably the players that have stood out the most so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just a team thing. They keep it so simple, and they all flow off each other, and no one has a bad game.
As we see down the bottom there, D-Lay is 5 for 6 on threes in this game at 83%.
Yeah. That's what you want, Gid.
Nice
there we go.
Gid. Yeah. Even though they might be down by a little bit, it's just, you're right. Just a bit of momentum going into game 2, Deadly.
Just get the switch, get the anchor, then work your magic there. That's how Gid's got to play this. He can't keep, forcing attacks on Jono. It's just not how it's going to work.
And Harry's third basket comes from the same spot, just the elbow there in the mid-range. Underrated shot, isn't it, Bruno?
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a probably underutilized shot more than anything. You see the good point guards, of course, utilize that mid-range just because they're not guarding it. You see just in previous 2Ks and even up until now, like for the most part, you see most people wanting to, jack up the 3, and you're seeing point guards take 15 threes a game because it's the meta and it's, the preferred method of scoring. But if you can find a way to score consistently in the mid-range, it can win your games 100%.
Yeah, 100%. As we see, Kristaps dropped early there.
Yeah.
And we see Faraj emoting in the middle of the court. I reckon they've almost given up here on game 1. So
just about done this game.
I think we're going to see game 1 going the way of NWO. as Pet
shot
kicks
by
a
Pet,
3
yep.
to bring it to 8 points.
It just makes you wonder slightly with Delay scoring all these points and Harry not really scoring as much, getting assists and whatnot. Do you switch a Kim out of that, corner role, put him on lock, and on that taller build that he's got, or do they keep it? But in my eyes, it seems like they should switch it.
It's almost looking like they're trying to get the ball in Harry's hands a little bit to get a couple of shots up to try and see a few greens go in as he dots the corner, dunk for 3, splash. 11 points, so effectively 14 points up with 16 seconds left.
Yeah, it's not really.
JP for 3 in the comments brings up a really good point, lads. Some PGs will go 6 for 17 before even looking at taking a mid range.
Has JP been watching me in the rec or?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just it's a simple shot. It's the one to do it.
So,
they're probably gonna have to play this out, I'm gonna assume, because they might get banned if they don't.
Yeah, right.
So this is just
yeah.
sort of negate this. This is just a matchup now.
Yeah, this is just messing
you probably
around time.
Expect them not to give or show their hand too much in this next 4 and a bit minutes.
No, absolutely.
There won't be many plays run. There won't be much going on, I wouldn't have thought.
No, they'll just want to see some shots go up, some shots go in. That'll be about it. There's not much.
Your confidence.
Yeah, get your confidence up. Learn your timing. That's about it.
So we're going to give the people what they want, ladies and gentlemen, at home, and that is a couple of minutes of Deadly commentating to this game and letting us know what exactly is going on.
Not a chance. How do you even talk about this? But
you don't.
Yeah.
So Faraj sizing up it's up the top here. So Faraj looks like he's going to be the one running point for the next 3.5 minutes, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, that's
good boy by Kim. There we go. Back into Faraj. Post fade.
Yeah, it's Faraj versus Kristaps here by the looks of things, bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah. Yeah, not much is going to go on here. What do you say, Mick? Do we jump into the second team while they're finish this game off?
Yeah. Yep. We've just got a special guest joining us very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's no point in watching this because it has already been decided. NWO won the first game due to the spread by 14 points. So we'll remove this for now. And we're going to get stuck into Brano once I can find where we are. So we've gone through the all ANZPL third team. So for those of you that have just joined our broadcast, we've got Brookers at point guard, Micah Godora at the shooting guard spot, Danny at the 3, Junkie with a really nice season, averaging 1.7 steals and 1.6 blocks at the anchor position at the 4, and Sunsets at the 5. They are the 5 that made the Insight Fantasy Sports third team. We're now going to get stuck into, Bruno, the all ANZPL second team. So without further ado, Deadly, talk us through why Dennis Phoenix is the point guard in the all ANZPL second team.
I mean, he had a really solid season, didn't he? Look, the record doesn't say as much as how Dennis Phoenix started. This season, he was, one of the better players, especially more consistently most weeks. The very first week of the ANZPL season was probably his best, and he averaged about 30 and 11 through that first week, which dropped off a little bit, but you expect that. Averaging 22.2 points, 10.7 assists, 0.8 steals, and shooting 52 and 50% from 3. Insane stuff from a point guard, shooting that highly. And yeah, just really efficient the way Sandsdor play.
Was
Absolutely.
Deadly, was the patch mid-season, or did the first patch, the shooting patch, happen before
the patch
season?
Week 3?
Was mid-season. It was about midway through week 3. So
Yeah,
he
right.
was shooting. It was insane. He was shooting, 9 for 11, this sort of stuff. 8 for 9 pre-patch, and it sort of dropped off. Which I've sort of noticed a little bit of that theme. Some people, their shooting dropped off after they supposedly made it easier. Don't know about me. My shooting's been shocking all year, but yeah, it's just that's just how it's been. I don't know. It's pretty confusing, but anyway, Dennis Phoenix, congrats, you're the All ANZPL second team point guard.
Congratulations, Dennis Phoenix. Or what was his name throughout the season? Greek Iverson.
Love that.
At the shooting guard spot, we brought up this man's name before. Probably we'll say the third best player to ever don the Sanctuary singlet in the last couple of years, right behind Jimmy Kuso and Jimmy Kuso. And that is Awareness 2K. Congratulations, you are our shooting guard in the Insights All ANZPL second team with 22.4 points per game, 3.2 assists, 3.5 steals a game at nearly 66% from the field, Deadly. He was the clear standout for the Sanctuary this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of their 11 wins came off the back of him having a dominant game. They unfortunately just fell short of playoffs, which, the Sanctuary, they're not really a staple playoff team or nothing like that, but they've been around for a while. They get really close this season, and this Awareness 2K player, very solid season from him. Hopefully he can back it up next season and, get that Sanctuary into the promised land.
Yeah, that's right. Next, at the 3 spot, Braino, we have Torby, or what's his name? Deadly?
Torbett. Lee.
Torbett. Lee from Exie. Want to run us through the stats there, Nath?
Yeah, if I can. Jesus Christ, that number's small. You got 9.7 points per game, nearly 3 rebounds a game, 2 steals, 61% from the field's impressive, 40% from 3 as well. So very well done. I'm assuming as a lock, as a small forward as well. So solid effort.
He was really good this season, wasn't he, Deadly?
Yeah, Lee's probably, if you'd put out a poll, he'd probably be up there with the top locks. He's one of the best locks in the whole game, and Exie having a really good season as a shock to no one, 17-3, and it was off the back of a few defensive performances from him. So yeah, shout out to Lee. He had a great season. Obviously, him and his brother Lachlan, playing on the same team. I don't know why you boys couldn't work it out, Mick. Why you and Anthony couldn't work out to play on the same team, but they do it, and they bloody play well.
Anthony's the second best center in this family, let me tell you. Anyway, we'll move right along. Dunk, who's playing right now, he is the All ANZPL second team power forward from No Way Out with almost 11 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 3.3 steals per game, which was good for, I believe, second, Deadly?
Yeah, it would have been. I don't think he reached the ANZPL leaderboards because I don't think he would have had the games played. I think you need 10. I think he played 9. So it's just sort of unlucky how it plays out.
So
but 3.3 steals.
Dunk came in for Maddie, is that right?
Maddie's still around. Dunk's been around for a long while. He's played a lot of different positions. I can remember him playing point guard, small forward, and all these sort of positions. But yeah, he's really found a home at anchor, and he's bloody playing well, especially right now.
Yeah, isn't he? Congratulations, Dunk. You are the power forward in the Insight All ANZPL second team. At the centre spot, however, we have the MVP from the competition, Driz. So this may cause some conjecture amongst some people, but we think Driz was the second best centre this season, Deadly.
And I think once you see the first team centre and see his stats and whatnot, you'll probably agree. But yeah, Driz, MVP, as named by ANZPL, super solid season. He was the Power's most consistent all year, and I don't think he put up a bad game ever. 17-3 they went on the season, 17.9 points, 12.7 boards, 3.7 assists, and almost a steal and half a block a game. On 76% shooting, Driz was great.
He was awesome, wasn't he? So congratulations, Driz from the Pels. You are the centre in the Insight ANZPL second team. So we'll go through these names again. Dennis Phoenix, Awareness 2K, Torby, Lee, Golden Dunk, and Driz, congratulations. As we have game 2 about to kick off on the home court.
Timing. That's
so
good.
We got stuck into that really nicely. At the conclusion of this game, ladies and gentlemen, we will go through the Insight ANZPL All-Star team, or the first team as chosen by the management at the Insight Fantasy Sports crew. What are you predicting for this game, Nate? Do you see any changes happening?
Look, initially we predicted a 3-2 or a 3-1. When do we, I guess the question maybe becomes, when do we see Ruthless getting one back on them? Does that become this game, or do you think that there's a bit of LeBron James with his headphones on kind of comeback stuff happening at the back end of the series?
LeBron James?
Yeah.
Not sure, as we see an early shot from the corner missed. Yeah.
That's really, really good play to start them off early, have Dunk start at the hash, and
Good
to send it
dot
off
by
ball for
Gid.
delay in the corner. And yeah, it might be this game for Ruthless. If they can start out quick, which they obviously have here, I think this could be the game that they get up.
Sometimes, as we see Harry just flashing a 3 there, his first 3 of the series as well, mind you. Sometimes when we see you, when you're in like a relaxed atmosphere and you're playing, when there's nothing on the line, or when you're playing against an inferior competition, you can drop your standards a little bit, and therefore the next game you come out and play, you might be a bit lax. Am I right, Brano? And this could be a little bit dangerous for NWO to start, that they were on in the first 3 quarters, but that last quarter we saw with not much else really going on, as we see Faraj going up and Ruthless ahead 5-3. Do you see NWO starting slow here, or do you think it won't be an issue?
No, I don't think so. I think that, yeah, sure, some teams that dominate throughout the season, I think we've always seen in different sporting formats, that you can get complacent when you're versing a team off a big win, or when you're versing a team that might not be as good as you or perceived as good. But I don't think NWO are from a mindset perspective, I don't think they're going to let that happen, especially in a final series. I'd say if it was something regular series, potentially there might be a chance of an upset, but I don't see it happening in a game with this magnitude.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is what Faraj would want. That's beautiful.
Back down, dot to the corner.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah. He was just waiting for Kristaps to drop there, wasn't he? And we see Ruthless jumping out to a quick 5-point lead, 8-3. Their defense has definitely started off a lot better than the last game here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a nice off-ball cut there by Delay, as we see a goal-10. That was stiff.
No foul. That was a good drop from Akim from the corner. Just maybe the tiniest bit late because he's 7 foot and huge and slow. Yeah. But you live with them buckets, and you move on. You can't really say too much. That's a really nice shot from Gid.
Yeah, as we see Kristaps getting the goaltending and stopping Gid from getting any kind of takeover for that shot. But Deadly, as an experienced ANZPL Pro-Am player, what sort of a difference does it make to players and teams that hit starter 4 and get the new animations? Not just starter 3 to get the extra 5 attributes, but the extra animations, the Steve Francis and these sorts of animations.
It's massive, mate. You can't. It's just you can't really win games on point guard now without it, especially in the comp scene. You'll see every single guard in this series would have Steve Francis on. You'll see every single guard with the Patty Mills jump shot on. You'll see everyone we see it a lot, abusing the Kobe triple threat style, the jab step. Mm-hmm. You see that everywhere. Starter 4 is just, I feel like you need it before you can, even step into comp nowadays. It's just how it is. And it's a bit silly the way 2K does it, but it's just how it has to be.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if you make overpowered animations, then if you want to be the best, you've got to equip the best animations, don't you? So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just how it is. As we see Delay from the corner.
Delay just showed off all 3, the jab step into the Steve Francis into the Paddy jump shot. So, it shows straight away. It's a completely different ball game when you have starter 4.
As we see Faraj hitting the corner again, Ruthless up by 8. This is a fantastic start, Brano, by Ruthless, and something they needed to come out of the gate and do.
Yeah. They absolutely needed to start fast in this one. And again, another dot to the corner. and it drops. This is I think they're obviously using the center in the post up there. So it's just going to force them to make a decision on and rotate and make sure that they get their timing right. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they combat that to come back from that NWO, because it looks like a pretty clear game plan.
Yeah.
As you say, get back to the mid range.
Unlucky.
No
it seems
good.
early they were sort of, trusting Chris to make the right time. Hopefully Faraj makes a slow read, or, a Kim misses the shot, but it's not happening. They're playing really, really well to start this quarter, Ruthless, and everything's clicking. And if they can keep that up, there's no reason why they can't win this game.
No, this has been really good by Ruthless so far.
This is what Faraj would want. Oh, that's unlucky to miss.
It's a tough miss.
Yeah.
What do you think for a anchor position, Deadly? What are they running their interior defense at? Is it high, or is block going to be high?
Nowadays, before the patch, I would have said you'd probably run a high block and a lower interior. But nowadays, after the patch, you just you have to have a high interior. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
You have to have a really, really high interior just to stop everything that goes on. You've got to be at, you can't really have a 6-7 anchor nowadays as well. If you do, like you get abused by these Faraj drop steps or something like that. So most of them will make them 6-9 with about 88 or so interior.
Yeah.
And that's about how it is.
Ruthless are definitely on here.
Absolutely.
As we said, Gid.
That's a good
with the
shot.
pull-up. Good spot there for Faraj. Back up.
Yeah.
Gets the offensive rebound. We're going to see Ruthless with the lead going into the first quarter. Now, if we go back to game one, this is something you probably wouldn't have expected, because NWO just had all the answers, didn't they? As we said, good defense there in the corner to stop the open three. Ruthless up 5 and with the ball to start, Braino. Bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's a surprise, but they're both quality teams and both definitely competitive. So, I'm not overly surprised that they've come back somewhat. Have you guys seen any Deadly? Have you seen any tactics change over from game 1 to game 2 so far?
Not too much. It's just, I don't know. Ruthless are hitting their shots. Kim really couldn't hit his shot last game. Now he's 2 for 2. They're feeding the ball a lot more to Faraj. Gid's looking for his mid range a bit more now. And yeah, they're really just trying to play through Faraj. This is probably what they wanted to do the whole time.
Yep.
And it's working wonders for them.
As we see Faraj hitting the 2 there to put Ruthless up 8.
And then a little emote on delay there.
Yeah. That's a bit cheeky. Oh, good defense there with the chase down.
One thing I do notice is Ruthless are trusting each other more now.
Yeah.
Last game, they're probably over-rotating, overcompensating. They're trusting each other to help get that second jump there, so it's not an open shot, or Faraj hitting a Kim, trusting that he's going to make this corner 3.
Oh, and we see with the back down there, the other side of the basket, Faraj again, a nice little cheeky 1-footer to put him up 10.
Yeah, it makes you think a little bit. Do no way out, make the switch and put, because you can't really put Chris into the anchor, because then Gid will take the ball and just look to abuse that. But it makes you wonder, can you really let Faraj keep bullying Doug the way he is? Do you just take your chances with Gid missing some shots, or?
Oh, good play there. Good read too by Harry, but unfortunately wasn't able to be capitalised on. And this is to go up 12 or 13 points. And dare I say it, danger zones. As we see a Kim from the corner.
Unlucky,
misses,
great positioning
but
for Faraj.
Faraj up with the offensive rebound. He's got 2 free throws to put him up 12. And I know No Way Out are a good team and one of the best we've seen in this server, but 12 points in a grand final, that's enough to put pressure on anyone, Bruno.
Yeah, we've seen a few secondhand points as well, or second chance points, I should say. So that's playing a pretty big part at the moment. I think just getting the extra possessions makes a ton of difference.
As we say, dunk from the corner. NWO
Great
needed
pass.
that. Back to a 9-point game. Really good dot there.
Yeah, great pass from Delay there. Way to make the read early. Passed it as quick as he could. Yeah, that's just sort of the separator.
Oh,
These guys know what to do, and
you
they do
picked
it
it.
quickly.
You picked it. They put Kristaps into the anchor spot. They've just
Yeah,
called a
and then
backdoor cut, and there we go. Faraj has got takeover,
they're going to
and
have
they're
an
back
answer
up
for
11.
they're going to have an answer for everything that No Way Out are going to try and send at them now. Ruthless, especially now that they don't know what to do against Faraj at the minute, and he's seriously putting on a clinic.
It's the reason
He's got
why
his
he's one of the
takeover now as
best.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the
What's
shopping
that?
bag takeover.
He's got the shopping bag.
It's some sort of post takeover. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, I thought that was going
Good
to.
defense there by Kristaps.
Yeah, you see No Way Out showing it. The best way to defend these post ups is to actually emote. Like it genuinely
Really?
is, because that gets you out of the bump animations and whatnot. So you'll see these guys every now and again just putting their hands up like this, doing whatnot, because that's their emote they have on. But that's literally the best way to get out of a horrible post animation is to emote.
Yeah, as we see Pet getting caught with his hands in the cookie jar there. Harry's got three free
Early.
throws. That's an early and still hits it.
He's got a
This is
99.
to bring it
It's all
back
right.
to 6-point game the way of Ruthless with 2 minutes left. For Ruthless, for me anyway, I think they've got to try and maintain this 6-point lead just as a little bit of a buffer heading into the second half.
Yeah, I think they're fine. It's just keep going the way you are. It's a good shot if he hits it. Unlucky. Yeah, it's just they're doing fine. They don't need to rush or anything like that. They don't need to get worried. Just keep playing your game and buckets will come.
Back to the old trusty pick and roll there. Harry with takeover now. Over to Kristaps. It's back to 4 points with 1:45 left.
When it was a 10, 12-point lead, now it's a 4-point lead. That changes things completely, doesn't it? And with, Harry with deep bomber takeover, you've got to guard him a lot higher. It's going to open the court up a lot more now. So might see a little bit more off-ball movement now that we see the lock playing a little bit higher on Harry.
This will get a bit. This will really test how ruthless defense is. Do they trust Pet to guard Harry from 35 foot? Like it's tough to do. That's good D.
Done well.
Good D. Yeah.
Yeah, it really shows, especially when someone gets take, how much you trust your people. Fern played good D there, trusted Pet to get back.
Oh,
and Pet trusted his shot. That's a great shot.
Big three.
And yeah, just like that, that's a 6-point swing off the back of Pet's good work.
And no takeover for Harry as well. So, yeah, double way. As we see, Fernandez with a good defense there.
Yeah.
Wasn't a block, but affected the shot.
And Faraj
there we go. Just in the last couple of minutes, Ruthless with 5 points, and they've effectively stopped a 3-pointer and an open dunk. So they've managed to save 5 points. That's a 10-point swing.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell that they've changed
it
up a little bit.
Here, yeah.
And yeah, they're into it now. Your communication's on now. You can definitely tell.
Late shot clock behind the backboard. Hits it. NWO down by 7 with 21 seconds left. Deadly. If you're Ruthless, you are running down the clock. Where are you looking to go?
It's just got to be Faraj would take, doesn't it? You just find a way to either get him inside or open up someone else. Hopefully they're worried about him. Good move. It's a good shot. Fern hits it. Unlucky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we see here Faraj 14-8-3 leading the way for Ruthless. They are up 7, 33-26. We see Harry with 12, 4 on 1 on 50 from the field. This game is a lot more intense than game 1, Brano. It's been a massive swing. We saw NWO win the first game by a combined 14 points. Ruthless now up 7. What do you think's been the big thing for Ruthless to, first of all, get them up by 7 points, but have a chance of winning this game?
Look, I mean, I think it's cliche, but defense wins games, doesn't it? They have been hitting their shots, but they're definitely a lot more clued on defensively and a lot more. The structure looks pretty solid this game, so communication must be really good.
Yeah, we can't obviously hear the comms, but we can't hear the comms, but it just seems like they're on.
You could tell it was a bit of a struggle game 1. Delay got all these open flare up threes because Gid wants to switch off of it because of the screen, and Fern doesn't want to step up. He wants to guard Kristaps, who's cutting, and it just wasn't working for him. But yeah, they've found out what they want to do.
Gid's found his
Picked up
shot.
for him, and
Gid's
Gid's
found his
back.
shot. That's 2 from 2 for 3. He's on at the moment. 2 big threes to start the quarter. They're up 11.
They're playing really well here. Dunk, shoots,
Oh, that's
a great shot.
That's clutch.
That's confidence. That's trust in yourself. That's yeah. As Coach Kramer would say, that's having the dog in you.
Yeah. Wow. This is elite level 2K basketball we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. From both teams here, scoring the ball as well as what they are, and it's not sloppy defense. It's hands in your face type of stuff.
Oh,
It's quality.
This is really good defense that's being shown, and they're still, dropping points on points. Yeah, it's a big thing, for No Way Out right now. Putting Chris into the anchor spot. The biggest worry is, that they've obviously found Dunk as the weakness. That's what they've decided. Dunk is the weakness, and they decide to attack it.
As we see here, Gid again over to Pet. There's 8 seconds left in the clock. They're going to look to try and get him open.
Good shot. Unlucky.
Wasn't a bad shot though. Got themselves open off the screen there.
One thing you'll notice. Yeah. One thing you'll notice. No one's getting a fast break in this game. They're too locked in to be giving up, a fast break 3 or something like that. No one's getting no easy points. Every point the score in this game is always worked for. Oh, don't know about that. I think he actually might have gone for a midi there, kid, but pulled him in for a layup.
Dunk with another 3 in the corner.
Yeah, Dunk's shooting now.
It's a difference, isn't it? When you start hitting your corner threes, it's
absolutely. It makes the center think a lot. I got to play tighter. I can't drop earlier for boards. Just stuff like that.
Oh, as we see a bloody ad brace coming up.
Yeah, I'd tell Harry to turn his ads off, would you?
Yeah. He's all about the revenue, isn't he?
Hey, he's got to make some point. He's all right.
Yeah.
That last one with Gid, you've got to just take the points and offer, don't you? You can't really, expect it to be a free board. Gotta.
It's probably going to be close to the start of the last quarter when we get back, lads. What are you expecting to see?
To be honest, probably. Oh, okay, we're back. I was going to say, I reckon it'll be somewhat close to tied. I was thinking 1-point game. But yeah, still a 5-point game for Ruthless. Good move from Gid. Great shot. Unlucky.
They're a lot more on that player up the top now.
Yeah. Maybe too much on that play, but yeah. They definitely found that out.
2-point game here now. This is closed out very quickly.
Oof. Unlucky from Gid there. Stunned him. Just didn't realise it.
You can see Harry's looking for a mid-range nearly every opportunity he gets when he's around that free throw line too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just making the center. It's making you, play up a little bit higher as well.
That's a great day from Fern. That's a great day. That's the best way you can play that day.
Oh dear.
His driving layup must be really high for him to be making these contested ones. I think you'd get an 80 automatically most of the time. Yeah, deep bomber for Harry. It's once again, it's do you trust Pet to guard him from deep? It's really good D to start this possession.
Really good D.
Good stack call. Unlucky.
Patience.
Yeah, it's just
So I'm probably going to see Ruthless go into the last quarter with either 2 or more point lead. How's this going to? 5 seconds to go. He's lost his dribble. Out to Faraj. He doesn't have an outside shot. Backdoor cut. Akim
nice.
with the backdoor cut and the finish. 1 second left. They are up by 4 points, 47-43, coming
Just
into
gotta
the last
sit,
quarter. That was clutch.
yeah, you just got to sit slightly lower if you dunk there. But yeah, it's good play from Ruthless. I think Gid's, I wouldn't say he's nervous or nothing like that. I think he's got his shot. He's just not really, getting it at the right time.
As we
I think
see
we've
Harry
seen-
going back to Old Faithful there and hitting the midi. Sorry, Nath.
No, I was just going to say, Gid obviously taking it back in his shot a little bit more has made a ton of difference. We saw that he was a bit tentative in game one. So you can see here that, everyone's kind of feeding off his confidence as well. If he's willing to make his shots, which he has in this game, that's, a big part of why they're up.
Good play, unlucky. Horrible animation.
Hate that animation where you get the pump fake, but then, the defense is
I
still
think
rewarded
Gid's
with the
just
block.
thinking a little bit too much. Like he had delay crab there, but he's still, he's trying to force the slip on it and whatnot. You just got to
Pet for 3.
shot Pet.
Bad
Unlucky.
luck.
Great board.
Oh, big board.
Good way to bait from Harry. Yeah, I think just you got to, when you're a point guard, the best way to do it, I think, is just if you get the switch, you probably want to abuse it a bit more than when you don't have it. That's a big shot if he hits it. Unlucky. Great D though.
Steal. Lanes into Faraj to finish. Not quite. Good D there by Chris Stapps.
Yeah,
Got the
Chris
bump
Stapps.
animation there you're looking for.
That's tough. And the
it's
lane, not
unlucky.
quite. So he does it at the defensive end, runs the court. Harry rewards his center. And now we've got a tied game. 3:25 left in this one. Still looking to go through Faraj. I think that's the right way to go for Ruthless.
Absolutely.
Here. It's worked so well for them.
I think if anything,
Early
they've stopped doing it. They haven't seen anywhere near as much of that from the second and third quarter.
Great flare up.
Fernandez,
Great shot.
that's a big shot. 3 minutes left, up 3.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is as soon as the switch has happened, they've just sort of gone back into their shells. You probably want Gid just playing a bit more. If Faraj can set one decent screen on Jono, you've got a 7'1" that has to step up, and he can't really do that easily and get back down. You just got to find a way to just trust your own shot and trust yourself to get open.
I think Harry was surprised with how open he was there. Passed up a open 3 at the top.
Unlucky from Lay. He hasn't really been on this game.
No, we see Ruthless up 3 points here. Gid again looking to play that 1-2 with Faraj. Good dot to Pet. Bang.
Great shot. That's a great
massive shot. 6 points up. 2 minutes 20 left. NW are probably going to feel the pressure a little bit here. It's almost like they need to score every possession.
Absolutely, but they'll definitely think they can with Harry. With deep bomber take, unfortunately misses.
Great
big from Chris over 3.
Yeah.
That's a good foul though before 2. Still have their 1 to use at 2 minutes.
Yeah. NWA needed that. If Ruthless had have gotten that rebound, took the clock and scored again, that would have made it really tough. So
here comes that off ball. That's great D from Fern. That's the best way you can play that off ball D there.
5 in the clock. Good D there. Gid. Oh, that's big there by Dunk, flaring up to the wing or to the hash.
That's just. It's hard to do that as a. It's hard to defend that as a center because you want to go in there, get in there for boards, but then the center, the corner flares up, and you're in 2 minds. You're already probably out of it because he's already gone. You're still there, or you're in the paint. It's hard to do.
He's blocked it from behind. Jono, that's huge.
Clear path there? No.
Yeah, man, I remember when I found out Jono had an 84 block on his lock. I was a bit confused by it, but he gets every one of them. Every time he's crabbed, he always gets a block. It really makes a difference.
84 block on his
on a lockdown,
lock.
yeah.
How tall's his lock, Deadly?
I don't know. I think it's a 6'4". I'd assume it's a 6-4.
Have to be max wing, wouldn't it?
Oh, and we've got an and
Yeah.
one. This is to bring it back to level with a minute 20
Yeah, it's
left,
level.
boys.
Game in our hands.
Wow, well, this is big. I'd really like to see for Ruthless here go back to Faraj and just let him go to work again. It was
Which it
working
looks like
so
they
well in the
have.
first 2 quarters. Yeah.
Good
As we
move.
see, Gid
Shot,
for
Gid.
3,
Good shot.
no
Unlucky.
good. I don't know whether you can see it at home, ladies and gentlemen, but even the crowd in the game is jumping up and down. They're getting up and about too. Remaining really impartial here, we see. We see Harry here with deep bomber. D-Lake, the 3.
Yeah,
Composure.
that's hard. Gid played good D on that back door. It was just unlucky.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Yep.
now
NWO
they
not
go
willing
up
to give up a
boost.
3. Yeah.
I think you can afford
here.
to. You can afford to not have to crash on those rolls there.
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
you have the lead, so
Mhm.
there's
That's
that
good D.
many
In the
again.
mid-range
He missed
slightly
it.
early.
Ooh,
Ooh.
you would have expected him to hit that for sure. 100 out of 100 times.
Oh, that's a tough pass. Passing it across court like that.
This will be the second last possession.
Yep. So we've got 10 seconds left in the clock with Gid. He's
That's a
gone for
great
3.
shot.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Bad luck. They're going to have
unlucky
to foul
that
here.
goes. They're going to have to foul. That'll take it. You'd think with Harry's free throw, that'll take it up to
yeah. Harry won't miss a free throw here.
3-point
It'll be
difference
3.
here.
So if you're Ruthless, are you looking for a quick 2 here, or are you looking to get a 3 deadly?
It's what the defense gives you. I reckon. I don't know if No Way Out have a foul, but I reckon No Way Out might foul. That's sometime here. If they have a foul, I reckon they'll use it early. They do. I reckon they'll use it early here. Just they don't want any play straight away.
We're seeing an off-ball set here for the
Yeah,
top.
there's the
for
foul,
at the
yeah.
top. It's a good foul too.
10
Yep.
seconds left.
Let's see if they look for the same thing. The off-ball screen from the center at the top.
Oh, it's a
That's
steal.
a good D.
No, it's not. Oh, here we go. 6. Oh,
Yeah,
it is a
Yeah,
foul.
done the foul. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to have to hit their free throws and then foul immediately.
Yeah, 100%. You'll be going for a blitz straight away. If you don't get it, you're fouling instantly.
Smart to advance the ball here. So I've got 6.5 seconds left. NWO are up 1. Both teams in the bonus. Ruthless are going to need to blitz to try and get a steal immediately. If not, they are going to need to foul. We know that Harry's got 100 or 99 free throw.
Couldn't get it. Another foul.
No.
Yeah. And they've used their last time out accidentally, trying to foul there.
Oh, that's stiff.
Very unlucky.
So we can see there at Kim with the timeout. Nath, sorry.
Yeah, there's a couple of seconds there as well. You know, they did take their time to get that foul there. Obviously, just not getting the animation they're looking for. Is that that 2 seconds at the end of this game could be crucial.
All right, we've got 4.5 seconds left, lads.
There's no timeout. They'll be
No
wanting to
timeouts.
foul straight away.
timeouts.
Quick passes here.
Oh, he's
That
got the
should
open
be
shot.
He reached.
Oh, he's missed it.
There we go. 2-0.
Oh, dear. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have game 2 in the books. NWO win by 3 points. Do we have time to go through the ANZPL first team?
We can if you want.
We do have a special guest joining us very shortly. We'll just see how far off he is.
He's ready when you are, mate, from what I can see.
He's there, is he?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Can you add him in, mate, please?
Of course I can.
Oh, there we go.
Manaki, welcome, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, bro.
Thank
Can
you
you
for
hear me?
joining us, mate. Yep.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for joining us.
No, all good, bro. No, happy to be here.
Mate, you've joined us at a very interesting time. So NWO have just gone up 2-0 with a 3-point win. And Ruthless missing a corner 3 on the buzzer almost to take it to overtime. Talk to us, mate. You've been doing some really good work with New Zealand basketball of late. Talk us through what's been going on over the ditch, mate.
It's been a process, like honestly. When it comes to New Zealand basketball and in terms of any real accredited basketball or 2K outside of NBA2k League and the known UPA and stuff like that. It's been real hard. I think trying to make something happen. It's not easy, and it is free work for myself. I don't get paid I don't get paid a single cent for the things I do. But at the end of the day, like we try and make it happen. We're lucky in New Zealand to be able to have a federation that backs us. Basketball New Zealand, they back us. So we're lucky. When you wonder why Aussie misses out on the opportunity is because, your basketball federation doesn't necessarily back anything outside of 5v5 basketball. And then that's sort of the difference. Like we know it. We know here in New Zealand that obviously Aussie has a really competitive lot that definitely can make a mark on the world. But if you're not set up in terms of government standpoint, then you can't get that far. Outside of that 2K league, which is obviously sadly has passed us. So yeah, it's been great, and I just like seeing things grow. Really, that's all I really want.
From an Australian point of view, it is good to see the NZ lads and ladettes who are playing 2K get an opportunity to play representative basketball against Guam, being able to qualify themselves for the World Championships in Manilla, which is happening in December. With the success that you guys have brought to the forefront, hopefully our Australian government can take note of this and follow in your footsteps. So it is good to see. It's unfortunate that Australia don't have that, but I think with all good things, NZ and NZ basketball, you guys are setting a tone for what it should be like. So from us across the other side of the ditch, we wish you all the best in the upcoming World Championships in December. And if you wouldn't mind, you want to stay tuned with us for this game 3?
I'm happy to have a little bit of a commentation on this next game.
Looks
As
like
we
you got a
see,
little bit.
Oh, it looks like we've got a bit of a lag out here.
Got a lag out already. Got a bit of time here.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about what's sort of happening in terms of 2K and here with the company I'm working with over here.
Please do.
We're doing a bit of planning. So 2K is pairing up with a company called Let's Play Live, LPL. Some of the guys might know them, some of them might not. Anyway, we're pairing up to create a league, which sort of obviously we want these guys on board as well, ANZPL. If JD and the boys are watching, then tune in. So we're creating a league, and basically what we're trying to create is it's not just a league, but it's an opportunity, really. It's an opportunity to allow these guys to showcase their talents and also get money. This league has the potential to pair up with the NBL, the NBA, NBA2k League, but obviously it's backed by NBA2k and a big broadcasting company in terms of esports. So like there's a big opportunity there, but we need the community to then wrap around and show their support for this to be able to become something. Because I see a lot of opportunities slip from our region purely from the fact is there's just too much egos, man. Like we need to start pushing this. We need to get together a lot more than just what we do now because we bag, and I might be going on a bit of a rant here, but we bag on the ANZPL, we bag on this OVN and whatever it might be. But it's like if you guys actually came together and supported something that happened, then we might have more opportunities. But from a business perspective, people, they see what they get, and it's not great from our communities. I feel like if you guys really want an opportunity to be able to go somewhere or do something, we definitely sort of back this league in combination with what the boys at the ANZPL do.
I think there's tremendous opportunity, isn't there, for people in our server, because we heard from Coach Crone before that this year, especially from what he's seen, is probably about as good as it's ever been in the way of the level that the ANZPL is playing at. So with good things coming to us with what you're doing behind the scenes there, Manaki. I encourage people at home to keep working on their craft, because if there's an opportunity to be able to play overseas, to be able to play representative basketball, that could be just around the corner. So we're excited for the opportunity to be able to promote that in the Oceania world. New Zealand, Fiji, Guam, Australia, surrounds, Tasmania. They're part of Australia, but there you go. But you know what I mean, though? Like, it's an exciting opportunity that hasn't happened before, that you've got your company and other people working behind the scenes to try and make happen for the people at home that are playing 2K basketball. So I'm with you. I strongly encourage everyone just to stick together and keep working at their craft, because you don't know what's around the corner. There may be an opportunity that, like Mona, like Coach Chrome, like Harry, who's playing in our grand final tonight, there may be an opportunity that changes your life forever.
Oh, 100%, mate. And I made my whole career off one Apex, so like many possibilities come about. It's just what you do with it, really. And let's be real, the Olympics is around the door next year. Riyadh, it's in the UAE. So, and I don't think many people know this, but 2K is in the Olympics. It's going to be a part of the Olympics. So, if a lot of countries don't start sorting this, and even Aussie, if you guys don't start sorting stuff out, you may not go to the Olympics or the first ever Olympics. You're not going to be a part of history.
It's all awareness, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, very much, bro. And I just hope for a lot of these guys just to really think a little bit more about yes, you play this game, you love it, you play it for fun. You might play it for money, you don't really know. But just think about the bigger picture, because there's so much more out there that you can do with it. And like I was saying, I made my whole career, and I've been working in esports for 6 years now. I've made my whole career in esports. Like a lot of money and a lot of different things that I've created have become sort of standards, and anyone can do it. Like Harry's on a platform when he started. Milo's on a platform. Mona's on a platform. They have that backing to be able to create something. And a lot of these guys that have gone to Apex or any international tournaments, they're also on a platform to be able to create something. They have some pull in terms of trying to create something in esports. So just open up the mind a little bit more, and hopefully you guys can achieve something. So it'll be great.
Fingers crossed. So I am allowed to talk about this. I've just got to quickly find it in my DMs from Harry. They're going across to, is it the APAC shortly?
Yep. Yeah.
So
this will be next week, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's in the Philippines, November 16th. So Harry, Delay, Jono, Dunk. Kristaps unfortunately isn't going, but he's being replaced by Mona. So that's a big in, and again, it's that international experience. It's going to set those boys up really, really nicely. I know that
I think Flu's going over there too.
Flu is going in another team as well. Yeah. Flu, Coop, Ankle, Eugene, and Mace have got another team that are heading across. So to those guys, congratulations for being picked, and good luck. As we see, Game 3 has just kicked off with an early foul to Jono, Brano. What do you see happening early in this game, and what are the keys for Ruthless to steal one back then?
I'm very interested to see whether they go back to using Faraj. They seem to work with a lot of success to start last game, and then they went away from that at the end of the game. So I'm interested to see whether they go back to that tactic and see whether back and using him in the post gets them the success they had in that first quarter in Game 2. For sure.
See GRD in the comments, what year do you boys think Philippou will win the Brownlow? 2028. Is it
a little bit of AFL for you boys out there?
Yeah. Jono, 2 fouls already, Deadly.
Yeah, that's all right. He's I think the biggest thing that you can take away straight away is Kristaps is straight away back on Faraj. Seems to be their game plan now. Is just trying to stop Faraj. He's going to want to try and bully Dunk here. Great pass back.
Yeah, that was nice. Yes. As we said, Ruthless getting on the board there, a nice 3. Was that Gid at the top of the key there, hitting the 3. So exactly what Ruthless needed. Just a nice quick start here. The key will be to try and lock down NWO, though, as we see Jono from the corner. good closeout defense there. I think that was Fernandez closing out. So Ruthless looking to get on top early here. Big boy screens there by, or
Oh, good drop at a dunk.
yeah, real
Great
good
call.
drop. Harry from the
I-
mid-range
Harry's
again.
mid-range.
I think with the early fouls with Jono, you'll see a lot of passive play style in terms of just trying to cut off lanes, not
Yep.
being aggressive on the steals. 2 fouls in the first quarter is crazy. Like he doesn't have a lot to work with when it comes to defense.
So do you think that's going to stop the hands up animation when he's putting pressure on for a shot?
Yeah,
Menaki,
well,
or?
with the game that it is nowadays, yeah, 100%. It's
Yeah.
like, do I put my hands up? Do I not? Obviously, you always got to have your hands up, but
Yeah.
I think it's if they really get into foul trouble, it is going to be a hard game for them to come back from, and he is going to be real passive until around, I'd say, late second quarter, he might be a little more aggressive.
Yep.
Maybe get his third foul, and so I think Ruthless could take it in this first and second quarter, come up with a lead, but whether they can hold it or not, we'll see.
Another thing, they were up 12 in the last game, but unfortunately let it slip in the last minute of game 2. As we see, perhaps the man who, with the single greatest debut in ANZPL history, Matty Garrett, going international makes me want to be available for comp. So we may see another comeback of Mr. G-Wiz, for those of you that know the great man at home.
Put one of the clips in, Nath. One of the 800.
Yeah, he's is he one of the only people to be 100% from 3 in the ANZPL over his career?
I think he went 6 for 6 in that one game. Yes.
Yeah,
Look,
he didn't
yeah.
miss.
He was unbelievable. And here we see, was that Akim dropping nicely to get that board? Again,
How
you're right.
sorry,
Nate,
Deadly,
going back to Faraj.
Yeah, it's good to see them going back to what works. Be interesting to see whether they stick with it or whether they have success or whether NWA have a plan to counter that. Yeah, close watch this one.
Yeah, as we see Gid just pulling up in the mid-range there. Nice little 2, putting them up by 3.
Deadly, how much does having a lead and losing that lead play around in your head? Because obviously, Ruthless had a pretty significant lead in game 2 and they still ended up losing. Does that sit there? Do you struggle a little bit with confidence?
Absolutely, absolutely. It'll be there. They'll be thinking about it. It'll come towards the end of the series if they, choke another one, and they'll be like, "Oh, we blew 2 easy games." Just they're still thinking about it. You don't put it behind you ever.
Oh, you've got to hit those, Pet. That was nice and open.
What are your thoughts on sort of delay handling the ball? How has he been doing it throughout the series? Do you think he's been doing well, or
It's the ball's been living in Harry's hands a fair bit, hasn't it, Deadly?
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of
they've been running a lot of off-ball screens for him.
It's the same sort of thing. Every time delay catches the ball, he always seems to be open, so he's just shooting it. Most of the time, there's no real need for him to handle it.
As we see Faraj there going massive again on the O boards.
Oh my God!
That's just hit that. That's his third 3 that he's taken, and that is easily the toughest shot that he's taken tonight, and splashes it to put Ruthless up by 4, 10 to 6, 35 seconds left.
Harry needs to put on feedback on, because that looked like a tight shot to me.
I've gone into Pet's stream to find out. I'm interested.
that was crazy.
That's a tie. That has to be a tie.
Yeah,
surely, right?
I think with a lot of Harry's mechanics, because I played with him in 21. We're on a bit of a team together, and he used to be a straight scorer, and it was cool to see, because like the things that he'd do on scoring was just unreal. But once he got a passing game, it was like, this dude's unstoppable, and you get why he came out and went to the 2K League, and he was balling essentially in his first year, and it was great to see. But man, what? I see a lot, like he attacks that mid-range real hard, and it's really hard to sort of, because his mechanics on the outside of the hoop, on the outside of the 3, and then he just keeps attacking the mid, and it's just like, what do you do? I couldn't counteract that myself.
It's a great point you bring up, Menaki. At the end of that quarter, Gid had a wide open mid-range, missed that. Harry went down the other end and hit his. So
yeah,
you're spot on with it.
Well, he's always attacking the mid, but he's not always attacking the mid. He's attacking everywhere, and it's just
Can
like,
confirm it was a tight.
It was a tie.
Yeah.
It was a tight.
yeah,
That's
Oh,
a
that's
ridiculous shot.
Anyway, we've got NWO back up by 2, 12-10. They're on a little bit of a run here. They're on a 6-0 run. Again, Ruthless probably just need to get the ball back into Faraj's
And a
hands
bump
to run the
steal.
offense, as we see
Yeah,
a
good D from
bump
Jono.
steal there. Or lucky not to be across court there. There's not as much off-ball movement this game, lads. With
Bit more ISO, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit more
Yeah.
ISO with NWO. Yeah, not as many off-ball screens, and they're sort of just leaving it in the hands of Harry and Kristaps, as we see Jono picking up his third early in the second quarter.
I think that box score is probably the big reason Chris and Harry haven't missed, and everyone else is 0 for 2. Delay's 0 for 2, you know. Jono's 0 for 2, and Dunk's 0 for 2. They're all 0 for 2 except for the PNR, so just keep with what's working at the minute.
As we see Gid trying to get to work here.
have you guys talked much about Gid's transition from being, a lock to a point
It's
guard at all?
Incredible, eh?
It is
Now-
crazy because Gid was literally a top, it would be top one to
Gid'd be
3
one of-
lock,
Yeah, he easily top 3 lock in the whole game, and then just
and
randomly moved to guard because he
Yes.
wanted something to do,
Yeah.
because he was bored. And
So
then
did this happen
came-
this season?
last year?
last year.
Last year.
Yeah, he just played
He
guard in
clocked
a
the
couple.
game basically. He clocked the game, and he's like, "What else can I do?" And
Yeah.
what else can I do? And so he
He-
became a guard, and it's just crazy to see. It is
Good
absolutely
defense
crazy.
there by Faraj, as we see Kim dropping for the rebound.
Yeah, he literally he decided that he was bored and decided to play guard in a couple 10s. I was in a couple of them 10s, and he was okay to start, but you wouldn't call him top guard. And then he just figured everything out and became one of the best just within a couple months. It was ridiculous, and then just hasn't looked back since.
100%. It does help having a top center in your team, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really does.
He's
But
unreal. Yeah.
again, how he can score the ball is great to see. If
Good
he had the
defense,
New Zealand passport, he'd be in the team.
As we
We're-
see
we're
NWO
on-
now, sorry, lads, 11-0 run. They were 4 points down. They are now 7 points up. Manaki, tell us about the positive impact that Coach Crome has had on the New Zealand basketball team and how he's helping transform you guys into a powerhouse.
So I think with Chrome's introduction to the team, obviously, I can only say so much. I don't know the game in and out. I don't play it as much as I used to. But with his input in terms of gameplay, especially in the lock position, I don't know if you've seen the player Sensei, out and about. He came from a player that was played one season of comp with his mates, and he comes out this, last year or not even last year, this year, and he was looking like a top lock definitely in the server. I can't say how many people can say that was confirmed because egos around this community.
Yeah.
But when you look at the game style and the gameplay, it just looked great to me. And I think in terms of trying to build a culture and trying to build just something that's going to last, and you see these teams, Ruthless haven't been together as long, but they have been together a few years. NWO is a team that's been together for about three years now. NWO brand's been a thing for about 3-4 years. So you look at these teams that last, and I think that's what Chrome brings us, is he wants to bring his professionalism, his experience, and also the people that he coaches, because he coaches some top level players in America, and it's just great to see him come here and try bring that same sort of competitiveness to Team New Zealand. So I definitely think if it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have been able to develop the players we could have today. I think a lot of our players are on the top level. I think we just, as any team, you got small things to sort out at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the good things about, or that you can say about a good coach, is that even if he's not there anymore, that his lasting effect or the things that he teaches his troops, they can still do without him being around. So he was on our broadcast earlier tonight, 2:30 in Dallas, Texas, tuned in just because he loves the game of 2K and wanted to give a shout out to our Australian New Zealand audience. So we really do appreciate that. As we see NWO, what's that? Sorry.
Oh, he definitely loves the region, eh? Like as much as the chatter can happen, he really does love the region and he really does want to do something for it. So
Absolutely does.
hope we can make something happen.
As we see NWO, 10 seconds left. They're up 11. So effectively from the 1 minute to go mark in the first quarter to now, it has been a 4-21 run. Nath.
Yeah.
Good teams can do that to you just at the drop of a hat, can't they?
You switch off for 1 to 2 minutes, and it's and things like this happen. And yeah, you just can't afford to switch off for even a minute against these guys. They make you pay. Harry hitting a 3 from the hash, and also we've seen, Harry's had his deep bomber takeover for probably at least 5 or 6 times throughout the series so far. Mm-hmm. Not once has he hit a deep 3, but what it's done is it's opened up his mid-range game. So like you see him with that takeover, and he's probably hit 5 or 6 of these little fading middies, knowing that the shot's going to be there for him because they're playing so high on him. So
for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, I've just clicked, but Manaki and Nath, are you in the same house? You've got the same.
Yeah, I was thinking
that's what I walked in. I was like, "Oh, you in my house?
Like, you're in the other room, I think." Yeah.
You guys in your mansions, I'll tell you what. But one of the big things I took from halftime there is that Ruthless was shooting 5 for 22 from the field for the half. NWO's defense has just stepped it right up.
Yeah, point guard shooting 1 for 9 and 2 for 6 for Pet as well. It's just
the defense just comes back to synergy, communication. These guys have been playing together for a while.
Yeah.
And I think it just goes back to just that, like they know each other, they have the comms on point, and comms is a big part of defense. It definitely needs to be up there. And a lot of these young teams that sort of drop out of the ANZPL, it's really because they haven't been together long enough. It doesn't mean they're not good. It just, it's communication.
And it's a shame as well because we see a lot of teams fold, and each season we see a couple of teams stop playing after a season, which is a shame. But there is, how many teams is there, Horse, in the ANZPL for this season?
32 teams.
There you go. That's awesome. I think that definitely be more teams than there were last year.
Yes. Yeah. This season was the most successful, or the most that have signed up ever in a 2K season. So the game is definitely alive and well, and the level of competition is quite good as well.
It was so crowded at the start, Brano, that people were willing to buy ANZPL spots off other teams.
Wow. It's great for the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like after last year's game, the 2K this year's bounced back, and it's in a better state.
Yeah, the 2K's fine for now. People will get sick of it. It's just the same with every 2K. Everyone gets sick of a 2K most of the time. But yeah, this 2K's all right at the minute. I can't see myself stopping for a little bit. Unlike last year, where I was already basically over it by this point.
Have you got yourself to starter 4 yet, Deadly?
Man, I'm almost starter 5. Who do you think I am?
Starter 5. Oh, didn't realise you were that sweaty. My apologies.
Oh well.
The grass is green and the sky is blue, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Touch grass, brother. As we see, NWO are just.
I'll throw it out there.
Into overdrive.
Your star player mon is like vet 1, so I don't know.
Okay, because he got paid to do this. Okay, he gets paid to do this.
Now, Deadly, I'm going to throw you something here. I think they've quit. I reckon they're done.
They're done. Yeah, they're over it.
I think they've packed it in early, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so another no way out ANZPL.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to watch this anymore. We can comfortably say that your 2024 Season 10 champions are going to be, or are now confirmed, No Way
No
Out.
Way Out.
Congratulations to the guys at No Way Out. Now, Braino
Yes.
and Manaki, I'd like you guys to hang around for this as well, because what we're going to do now is we're going to announce our all ANZPL first team. So these are players that we've picked out of the pool of everyone that's played this year, the best players that played in the ANZPL season 10 this season just gone. So without further ado, Deadly, I'm going to let you take us from here. The point guard, I pass fake.
Yeah, I mean, he was electric all season. He had multiple 40, 50-point games, 10 assist games. He was on song all season. And, we said it most of the time. Him and Girk are probably one of the top point guard center duos. They've been playing for a couple of years together now, and it's working wonders. I just wish Pass Fake wouldn't play with IRLs. Like, his IRLs are decent, but my God, if he played with some really, really good players, sky's the
He'd be
limit for
insane, wouldn't
him.
he? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, 27.7 points, 10.3 assists, almost a steal a game at 60% field goal. Insane season.
He was unbelievable. Even from the casual watcher that I was this year, he was a class above. He was the reason why the Crayons went as well as they did. And Girk is a good center, but he's probably not as good without the caliber of point guard that I Pass Fake is. So congratulations, I Pass Fake. You are the first person chosen in our Insight Fantasy Sports All ANZPL first team. The shooting guard position, Nath. It's Lemons.
Yep, I did. There's no
Zero
question
surprise.
that one.
Yeah. Shock to no one.
No question.
This guy was bloody unreal this year. 25.3 points per game, 2.2 assists, 2.8 steals from the sharp position,
Yeah.
58, nearly 59 from the field, and over 50% from three. With the amount that he shoots and the amount that DT looked to him to score, he was bloody unbelievable. And top three in our MVP race.
Easy. Kid can
Yeah.
play basketball. Kid can play virtual basketball.
He was bloody unreal. And this young kid, he's got a big future in front of him in the 2K scene.
Very positive. He's only like 16 or something, and he has all kinds of teams worried about him already. Like he's seriously a level above sometimes, and yeah, he's really tough to guard this year, and it's just deserved. Absolutely.
From shooting guard to small forward, Nath, let us know Munteds from D tiers.
One of the better gamer tags out there for sure.
Yeah.
From D tier, 13.5 points a game, 2.5 assists a game, 2 steals a game, 72.8 from the field, and nearly 54% from three. Very impressive numbers there.
These guys, both Munted and Lemons, were the reason why D-Tier and Hackaroo were the reason why D-Tier were as good as they were, Deadly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, just quickly, Jono. You would have been in easily. Just couldn't put more than 2 No Way Out people in. I love you. Yeah. Munted, probably the best offensive lock going about right nowadays. So yeah, he abuses a lot of point guard matchups and whatnot, and yeah, his defense is fine too. 2 steals a game, it's up there with some of the best. Yeah, really, really solid season from them, and D-Tier will be back and might be better than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Munted. You are the small forward in our Inside All-Star first team. At the power forward spot, Deadly, we have
the D-Boy.
No surprises here. He was unreal.
Yeah. How's the smile on his face he just got in the chat? He would have just got a great smile. Yeah, Mona, best power forward all year. He really showed up for this NZ Black team and really proved to a lot of people that, he isn't no way out made or nothing like that. He went to this NZ Black team and helped them first seed in the West. And look at the stats: 10 points, almost 5 boards, 3.2 assists, 2 steals, 0.7 blocks. He's just, and not even just the stats. His communication was easily the best out of anyone in the whole league, and it probably forever will be.
And you know what else it was, Deadly? He played point guard, he played power forward, he played center, he played everywhere and did a bloody good job at every position he played in. The reason why he's getting the power forward spot is because that is the spot that he played predominantly throughout the season. So, Mona, congratulations. You are the all ANZPL Insight Fantasy Sports first team power forward. And at the center spot, Monarchy, there's no surprises here. Chris Stapps. He was bloody awesome this year with a team record of 18-1, 11.3 points per game, 17.5 boards per game, 7.5 assists per game, 0.8 steals, 82.3 from the field. And you're right, Jono, he was probably stat padding, but he is our centre in our all ANZPL first team.
Was the one lost to someone was late?
So
Matty was late.
Someone was late to the game, I think.
Yep.
In Deadly and I's season review, we actually said that the only way that No Way Out we're going to lose a game is if Matty V got in his own head. And sure enough, Deadly, you can share the story he did.
Yeah, Mona came in and told us the story a few weeks back. Matty, so because of daylight savings, they had a game on at some time, and then it got changed because daylight savings and whatnot. So Matty went to stage for an hour. They had an hour before their game. Matty goes into stage, and Mona tells the story that with 3 minutes before their game that's meant to start, Matty loads up on a new twos game on a different build, which he didn't end up finishing in time. Had to switch the build, and he blamed Jono for not even being home instead of taking the blame. So okay. That's
you know what it's like, Nath? A good tradesman always blames his tools, right?
Yes, always, every time. Smart man.
Every time, yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Insight Fantasy Sports All-Star starting 5 of I Pass Fake at the point guard spot, Lemons at the shooting guard, Munted at small forward, Solomona at the power forward, and Chris Stapps at the center spot. Congratulations to those people. Now, Deadly, we have an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year award to give out.
Yeah, we do. We do indeed. Just firstly, thank you, Harry, for the raid. Much appreciated. Congrats on your season win, fellas. How much I got to pay to make a team. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we will. No.
Yeah. So we have an MVP and a depoy. We'll start with depoy.
Yep.
I feel like it's a bit of a shock, this one, but we've decided as an Insight community to give our depoy to Golden Dunk. He had 3.3 steals, almost a block a game, solid rebounding numbers, and he was one of the staples for this No Way Out team for a good part of the season. And Dunk played really, really well all season, especially probably a position that's not as familiar to him as most.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to Dunk.
Congratulations, Dunk. You are the depoy, the Insight Fantasy Sports Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations. Hit us up in our DMs, mate, and we will send you a prize pack thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze. Now, MVP. There were a few names that were thrown up here. Lemons, for one. Very, very close second. He was bloody unreal this year. Chris Stapps, another one.
Yeah. I was almost tempted to say we could give co-MVPs, but I'll sort of go against it. We've given MVP as Insight to I Pass Fake. Insane season for Crayons. He was the reason they even made playoffs and whatnot. But it was seriously close between him and Lemons. It's one of the two.
He was bloody unreal this year, and on a team that would struggle tremendously without him to average 27.7 points, 10.3 assists on 60 from the field. he was unreal this year and is the Insight Fantasy Sports MVP of season 10. So I pass fake, hit us up in our DMs. You win a prize pack thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze. This does not mean, for those of you hating or commenting on all platforms, that he's the best player in the server. He is and has been the best player for us this season and will be rewarded accordingly. Now, to finish off the stream, Braino, would you like to add anything before we knock off for the evening?
No. Congratulations to No Way Out. Very well deserved with a 3-0 victory. I think it's pretty obvious with that scoreline and the way that series ended that they were the better team and the best team this year. So congratulations to them. And it's just been good to talk 2K again. I know I haven't really hopped on with you guys this season, but you guys have been doing a great job throughout the season to showcase this competition. And I think it's another step forward for us to get it out there and to showcase all of the guys in the Australasian servers. Hopefully get them out there and get them higher honours in the future.
Manaki, thank you for joining us this evening, mate. I know it was a bit later in the piece, but you're doing some really good work with the New Zealand community and with the basketball over there, mate. And hopefully our Australian government can follow suit and get our Australian team up and going in time for the Olympics next year. You're on mute, mate, so we can't hear a word that you're saying.
My ass is on mute, sweet ass. I'm just hoping like a lot of the community is a bit more open to the opportunities that actually come to our server, because they're very few and far between. I just think people need to be a lot more open in terms of just new things. If you keep bagging on things that come to our server, eventually we're just going to have nothing and we just play the game for nothing. There's no reason to play the game. So just be open about it and take the opportunities as they come, and hopefully our community within ANZ grows, and eventually like obviously with the things that I'm doing with the Oceania League, trying to pair with the ANBL, hopefully that can become a thing and then become our own little ANZ league rather than just going over to America and having to go
100%.
dive on those opportunities. So hopefully they can just open up really and just understand that there's more opportunities than just this just community ran leagues. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with this, but I'm just saying just be a bit more open about what comes around, because it's not there for long. Like the 2K League, it's gone. What's next? So good luck everyone, and hope the best for the rest of the year, and cheers.
Good points, mate. On behalf of the Insight Fantasy Sports, congratulations to No Way Out, to Harry, to Jono, to Delay, to Golden Dunk, and also Chris Stapps. You were by far the best team this year and deservedly the proud champions of Season 10. To Ruthless, you've done well to get to the finals. You started off in a bit of a slump. You made your way through. You got yourselves through the grand final, and you gave it a fair shot. So congratulations to you guys as well. As for what's coming up, once the next season starts, we're going to be straight back at it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be bringing you all the action from the ANZPL here in Australia and New Zealand. We're bringing our talent to the rest of the world with, wow, I can't believe how many people have tuned in this evening. It's been phenomenal. But to you guys at home, we're putting you on the world stage. We want to showcase you to the rest of the world. So keep grinding, get that chemistry with your teams, raise the awareness of our community. The level of the basketball that we've got going on at the moment, as you heard from Coach Chrome earlier, is some of the best that we've had. So continue that positive work, and we'll see you next season. This has been another episode of the Insight Fantasy Sports Competition. And on behalf of me and Deadly, we'll see you next season. Catch you then.